What is up, y'all? It's your boy Yannick coming at you with another live stream Church of MHA Season 2 episode, what is it, 32? MHA Chapter 329 live reaction. How are y'all today? I don't know if this one was trending or not. I don't know if this one's, I've managed to avoid even more spoilers. Oh, snap, we already got you up in here. Let's go. Let's see, gotta let the Discord know. Right. We got sushi today instead of ramen, by the way. We boosh. Are we early? Because I feel like the chapter's already out. Bishop Tarnish. Ooh. All right, all right. Dipping and dodging these spoilers. Yeah, I know that feeling. Ponzo in the chat. No. I have not watched Squid Game yet. I'm really, really worried going into Squid Game because of how excited people have been. And a lot of times when I watch series that people explode over, I end up being like, oh, okay. So I'm a little worried that's going to happen to me with Squid Game, but who knows? Now, you know what? I think we're going to start the chapter. I'm starting the chapter. I want to start the chapter right away. Y'all here, y'all supporting. I want to start the chapter. MHA 329. You've been at it for a while. Ooh. Opening with the Star and Stripe page. Slightly less exaggerated on this angle. In the nick of time, a big time maverick from the West. Offer one, a crucial moment is nigh. The escaped convicts and their antics have provided the perfect distraction for keeping the short-staffed police and heroes from devoting their full attention to us. We have played a game of hide and seek on this small island nation, and we have won. We could have also won by just leaving the country. And this Spinner, which I love the idea of Spinner just casually back talking all for one. Like, I don't care if you don't appreciate Spinner, I do. Realize that. You misread my intent. Winning this little match was the short-term objective, and obtaining one for all is the mid-game goal, not the final one. I've planned ahead for a long life, and within those plans, this very moment presents me with both the greatest obstacle and the ultimate opportunity. I have heaps of friends all around the globe. All Might may have eradicated organized crime here in Japan, but other nations are a different story. Once those friends of mine start stirring up trouble, each country will have to weigh its own priorities against the needs of others. Okay, so what's this obstacle and the opportunity? Star and Stripe. The strongest woman around, and the hero who reigns supreme in the land of the free, the home of heroes. She shrugs off cheap tricks and petty tactics. So this is a gamble. She will prove far more than a mere nuisance. But should I manage to steal her quirk, the rest of the war will be just a formality. Now, what did I say? I told y'all there's a chance that she's the Mirio of this saga. Man, hold on. Let me feed myself some sushi for being right at another time. Let me celebrate. Unlike young Toya and the others, you devoted yourself to guarding me, but it is nearly time for you to take action as well, Iguchi. In the days to come, you, Spinner, will support Tomura Shigaraki in his crusade and do justice to your name as one who spins this tale. You were a You were a veritable nobody, and as a heteromorph, you have led a difficult life. You hear the rumblings already, don't you? So many out there sympathize with your cause from the shadows. And then you see paranormal liberation. All your ordeals here foretold have led to the coming paranormal liberation. Spinner, our voice. Redestro was inherently beholden to the old way of things. But behold, the cinders of liberation yearn to burn bright. Paranormal Liberation Front surviving advisors. Oh, would you look at that? We of the Vanguard Action Support Regiment were assigned to fight under Spinner, given who we are. The great skeptic outlasted his peers and now tells us that liberation is at hand. We are to eliminate what resistance remains and realize this revolution. Yes, muster the warriors in the way that's simplest for you lot. The League may rub me the wrong way, but their influence certainly has its uses. Death to her society. The tragedy of Himiko Telga plays out to this day. Redestro himself saw the light and hope they represent. It makes no difference whether or not the League of Villains are true liberators destined to accept this mission and burden. Hold them sacred. We shall endow them with divinity. Once Tomura Shigaraki has destroyed all, we shall sow the seeds of the future. That hint of his hair and the cape. I love this. Nice touch, Horikoshi. I love it. Living my best life. Oh, the sushi road just fell apart. Now I'm sad. She'll be entering our airspace soon. After meeting up, let's start planning right away. It's seriously reassuring to have Star on our side. But are they going to throw the book at her? You know, after all this talking in reference to Star and Stripe, which the red tape does eventually have to come into play. Her nature may prove our salvation. For quite some time now, I've wanted to chat with her about that treasured vintage denim from the gold rush. Sometimes genius make me sick. Tsukuchi here. Endeavor, Hawks, you listening? A report came in just now along her flight path, 50 kilometers ahead of the landing point, is him. He's shown himself. Such a warm welcome. Before I've even arrived, you're that free to do as you please, mister? Are you the villain they call All for One? Good question. What exactly am I? And it's Shigaraki wearing the suit, but also the tattered cloak, embodying both aspects of his personality while riding a Nomu. So that's a spicy meatball right there. Let me get the bishops in here, because that's a spicy meatball. Don't judge me. All right. I got to get them in here because this is, now that's okay. All right. Let me see how y'all was feeling about this. Yep, Shiggy looking like Griff. Of course, intentional. Like, let me see how y'all was feeling about this. Why were they shocked? Man. Don't judge me. Wait. Who got me in the background? Is that Tarnish? Hey.
Nah, it ain't me, but what's up?
Hey, Tarnish in the building. All right, we got Tarnish and is that Archbishop East?
Man. Oh, they know. They know what time it is.
So how are my brothers doing?
Doing pretty good.
Absolutely
Just,
amazing.
just 8. Just read a 10 out of 10 chapter.
Well,
This chapter feels like a sequel to MVA. It's crazy.
this chapter. So the thing that kills me about this is that East and I were texting earlier this week.
Bro, you don't understand.
I know.
Oh, he
You
told you in
don't
the VC?
He told me.
Yo, you don't
When we read the scans, I was like, yo, that's crazy.
you don't understand. Aniki, you was talking about Stars and the Stripes like in the video and then in the church yesterday, and I'm like, little does this nigga know, like that shit already fucking like popped off the next fucking second, nigga.
Nigga really don't need to read the scans. You already know what's going on.
And I don't know if we like because that wasn't even Friday. I think that was like Thursday that we were talking East, where I was like, she's the Mirio of this art.
No, it was fucking Wednesday, because the craziest part was like the scans. He was like, Aniki was texting me Wednesday. He told me all this shit. He's like, yo, Star Strike, since the provisional license exam was Deku Far From Home for this act, the next one is Overhaul. And it was like, he was talking about all this stuff, how Star Strikes mirrors Mirio. And then that shit was like, wow. I'm like, wow. And then like the scans come out, tarnished, gassing it. And then like I read the chapter, I'm like, nigga, he was saying all this shit.
Like, there is no surprise in reading this chapter for me. It's a great chapter, but I'm like, yeah, this is what I thought. Like,
Listen, me and East been talking about the whole Liberation Army stuff for weeks and weeks and weeks. That was finally happening. And I'm like, yes. The spinner stuff threw me for a loop, though. I think Hori did that because the anime fumbled removing his scene. So he said, y'all want to do that to him? All right, I'll make him one of the most important people.
well, there's also the inherent nature of like AFO being super capitalist. And to a certain degree, it works as an allegory for exploiting minorities when it's convenient for you to gain political power by doing so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Aniki, so how you feel about Shigaraki being back in control?
Well,
the boy is back. The boy is back.
I feel like I may or not have mentioned, Vestige for one, All for One.
Yo,
Shigaraki.
He kept his word. The Vestige kept his word. He said he was going to give his body back, and he did.
Facts.
I've been telling niggas about that. I said, bro, just take your head out your ass and your heart away from the topic. He told Shigaraki what to do, which was the best move, and take a fucking step back, get your shit reins together, regroup, and then take stock, leave on. But Shigaraki, nah, nigga, fuck you. And niggas like, oh, he just want his body. No, guess who in charge right now?
He's a young
Shigaraki.
one. He's a young one. He needs to learn. You know what I mean? They're hasty, the young ones, the young people.
And that you see Star and Stripe asking, like, are you all for one? Because everybody thinks he's the main villain right now.
And that's the thing too, is that like that goes to show that very well, like Shigaraki. And the other thing is if you noticed, when Shigaraki was being possessed by All for One, his eyes often got whited out.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have that here.
No, that's ifs, ands, or buts. That's Shigaraki.
Yes.
Like, it's not up for a debate at all. Nobody try to say it's not up for a debate. It's a fact. That's not
East, maybe it's the fusion because he say what am I?
No. People
wait. I didn't finish my sentence. Maybe he's right now like he's still Shigaraki, but that part of him of the vestige of All for One is part of him. You know what I mean? So
yeah, the vestige is always gonna be part of him.
No, he's not. But it's not talking about like it's two of us or like who am I? Am I All for One or no?
No. It's not a two. It's not a tool of one for All for One. Right now, what's happening is that literally Shigaraki just became something different. It's not the old Shigaraki. It's just Tomura. You know what I mean? It's like a new guy in my eyes. Like I said, it's the second coming of Jesus, literally.
We're not talking about the whole idea of that not being Shigaraki and being like All for One, are we?
No. We are just no. We are talking about the fact that Shigaraki just. It is not awful. It is not the vestige of one. It's Shigaraki for sure, but it is a new kind of Shigaraki.
Like, wait, so
I
what you're
don't.
saying is
I
that like he's changed by that.
I
I don't I don't necessarily.
It's
I
like
kind
a
of don't agree.
he
I
was
kind of.
he was in a cocoon. It's like a butterfly that was in the cocoon. Right now, he's more like a butterfly. You know what I mean?
I get it, but I don't think he thinks he's somebody. He's like a different person now, or he's like a different type of person. I feel like he believes he's still him, but but he's no longer the type of. He's no longer
He's
the.
ascended. Goddamn.
He's ascended. Yeah,
He's ascended.
That's what I
that's
said.
the word. That's the word.
The second coming of Jesus. There's a second coming of Jesus. That's what I said.
No,
All right. Basically, we all in agreement that Shigaraki just ascended. Let's get to the chapter.
Yes.
We've been fooling around enough. I had enough.
Crying on these
I just got here.
bitches.
What are you talking about? I just got here.
Hold up. Okay. Hold on. I want to real quick address something important. And Tanisha in the chat, because Tanisha asked, it said, it's interesting that the background is showing New York City shows the Peace Tower. Does that mean a form of 9/11 happened in the Hero Academia world in the US? My Hero Academia is genuinely supposed to parallel our world. And a lot of times people, we get away from that. And people are like, well, because they use random names for the cities, it can't be our world. To which I'd say that's just creative liberties with the country. But even more importantly, we constantly get small nods to tell us that this is supposed to still be our world. And the fact that, if you recall the Redestro's commercial, one of the cool points about it was that they confirmed that, yes, the Industrial Revolution still happened and was still a big deal within the context of My Hero Academia's world. And it was lamented that production and stuff has slowed down to such a degree in comparison to what was achieved during that era, because of all the variants in body types, etc., that popped up over humanity. And what up, Shiro?
Girl.
So, yeah.
Daniel, don't worry. We gonna I'm gonna
Yeah,
get to that. We gonna get to that because
I was just looking at that too.
I got a few words for that one right there. Hey, Walkins in the chat. What's good, chat? Stopping by to say hi. My new girl about to be destroyed by our king, but hey, sacrifices made. See y'all hopefully soon. Yeah, hopefully we see you soon, Walkins.
Yeah,
sacrifices do have.
You're talking about that. We're literally talking about the fact that she's gonna get shaft like was I forgot her name, the sniper girl.
Chill.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that got literally this what's happening right now.
Niggas forgetting about her.
I still don't agree with that. I still don't agree.
Chill.
No, I don't think Hori's gonna just put her on here in her like literal debut with us and then have her get clapped like immediately without us knowing anything about her.
Man, we get Jesus come back.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That didn't happen in the gun either. The gun.
Nah, but hold on. That's a little different though. Comparing apples to oranges here, because
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is the same. I'm saying that I'm just saying that because he brought up the gun. I was like that didn't even happen with her.
Well, there's a difference though with Nagant. Nagant actually probably have something later on for the story, and then Stars and Stripes. Because you know what? Actually, let me get into this now, because we gonna talk about this, and I'm just gonna expose some hypocrisy right now. Again, this is a fantasy manga.
Mm-hmm.
It may touch on realistic aspects in fucking society and shit. It is a fantasy manga. I don't hear niggas complaining in Bleach and Naruto when niggas just pop up out the fucking blue and watch somebody that's been so gassed up in height to stomp on somebody else. I don't hear that in other series.
I am like this. I'm mad when people do that.
But I bet you if she get fucking knocked the fuck out by Shigaraki, the god of the verse who just got the 100% unrivaled, which we haven't even seen a smidge bit of, because in the war, the nigga only used 2 quirks in that 75%, and then got nerfed before he actually got to do anything with his quirks. So we see the god at the peak of the universe slap this bitch out the sky. Then it's gonna be like, oh, he just wasting people, and he wasted her because this, that, and other. I'm like, I don't see y'all complaining in other series when niggas do that shit. There's a point to it.
Oh, okay, there's 2 things I'll say about that. For one, I don't think that'd be a problem here. But 2, I also would say I don't think that's a good mindset to have, considering that the main thing about this series as a whole in the first place is that this series handles things a little better than those 2. So I would feel that. So I would feel that I think it's a little bit unfair to be like, oh well, you didn't complain about it here. I mean, some people just didn't care back then, but they've grown to care now. So I don't think that would be. I don't think that's bad.
Hold
But
on.
thank
So
you.
what I'd say is that I think that the issue is assuming that her plot impact is entirely dependent upon this moment exclusively, because the you got to think about the overreaching consequence of this, which is that if she dies, if she loses her quirk, the U.S., which already had a higher crime rate, loses its best hero.
And then that's just everything in the turmoil. Honestly, this is what I once again call tunnel vision. Everybody you notice niggas gonna be upset now because everybody already created this whole type of thing. Besides the All Might shit, has she never said that? I promise you it wouldn't have been that deep because she has some connection to All Might. Now it's so important. But again, everybody placed their bets on her. When we already knew she was gonna get folded because she was gonna run the Shigaraki regardless. Okay.
Yeah, I know she's losing this.
But now niggas already form. Oh, she needs to do this. She needs to meet Deku. She needs to do this and that and other. Now niggas gonna be like, now she died within 2 chapters. Niggas gonna be like, oh, Hori fumbled. He could have did this here. He should have did that. No, whoever said that he ever state that's especially what I got planned for her, or did y'all just make the narrative? Because the twist was that Shigaraki popped up. Nobody caught this nigga was waking up right now. We all thought that they were going to attack.
I think he was already up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me.
Which but somebody pointed that out, by the way. They pointed out that like he was supposed to be 3 days. Has it been 3 days?
Nah, it's been like a day since that they found out it was 3 days. It's like barely been a day because Endeavor and them are still driving on the fucking same plane.
Look, it was supposed to be.
That means I don't think it's been a day at all.
At first, it was a month. Then it was 3 days. He's coming back just whenever.
Guys,
Yeah, well now
we just got
3 hours.
You just got a super chat.
Oh. Hey, Joseph Ciola coming through said, Trumpet said Spinner had no value in NBA. He's the literal face of the plan now while Trumpet rots in jail. You love to see it. Good point.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been over this. Coyote is Uma Death Flag. Any character he gets attached to is pretty much going to die. Almost guaranteed.
That's
Just
good.
gotta accept it.
We need that. We need more of that.
Need more of that.
We need more. We need Coyote to lose more now.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Sorry, Coyote. Just remember it was BG that said it.
Like the stream, guys. Like the stream. You know what?
What do y'all think All For One's end goal is? If One For All is if One For All is the medium goal.
He
I have
wants
no
to be
idea.
the overlord. He wants to be just the demon. He already stated what
I agree.
I got
Well,
you.
I mean, there's something else that was interesting that they pointed out that he wants to essentially wants all of his friends friends across the world to eat. So I don't know what that leads to.
That's the like the fucking what's the people what's the niggas from Young Justice, the evil niggas?
The light.
Yeah, that's what basically they finna be moving like.
So what I want to just point out though is that if you assume that like All For One allows a person's body to be capable of enduring multiple quirks, because we've never heard of All For One having backlash from having multiple quirks, then effectively what All For One acquiring One For All could allow it to do is that specifically at least the vestige would be able to pass on forever. And so vestige for one would eternally be able to be passed along thanks to being combined with One For All. And so effectively All For One and One For All become one power that's immortal that can be passed through the generations. And in theory, anyone could handle because the quirk of All For One inherently gives you the ability to handle multiple quirks. That could be his goal. And then basically it would be like this great power passed down through evil, eventually creating the ultimate thing and entity. Or the super, as you recall, the super alien beast from the art exhibit. As an example. So that could be one thing.
Good. All right, so
Got it.
guess we
I
might.
always have my head canon that he just wants to have his brother back.
I mean, you can have more than one goal though, so that's perfectly fine.
He just want to flex on his brother like they did when they were a child. Look at me now. I'm the demon lord. What are you, a ghost? So yeah.
I mean, He already know. His brother already knows. Like, look at me, brother. I've been studying on all these niggas for so long.
So one of the things that I wonder about is what if One for All technically has a vestige of All for One within it, and that vestige is obviously way weaker because it was created way back, so it would have like considerably less potency to it.
I mean, that would be kind of weird to me in general because they don't have the vestiges of the other two of the other nigga where the court came from.
Well,
So I don't think All for
So
One.
I'd imagine that because it formed a new court, there is no vestige.
My
Other
thing
than the use is the One for All.
I don't think All for One counts as a vestige when he passes on quirks to people.
That too.
But also, when it comes to like him having like the other people, because he's mentioned their voices and stuff leaving, I just assume that there's a chance that, like with O'Clock, for example, that his ego swallows up the original person a lot of the time.
I would just assume that he just doesn't have a vestige, his own vestige within a quirk he's stolen. I don't think that happens.
The main reason why I'm curious about this potential is because of the door in the One for All realm, because we don't have a reason for there to be like an actual door there.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be something beyond the door. And whether that's a sealed All for One or something else entirely, I don't know, but that likely has to come into play, and we'll end up factoring into how these like quirks and vestiges and stuff are working, because if you also recall, like Shigaraki was like, what are you doing? And like Nana was active in his vestige world, and then once she gets faded out of his and he awakens, the alarms go off in the One for All vestige world.
Aniki, sorry to cut you off, but I think that I have maybe a proof to show what you're saying about, because do you remember when Shigaraki after his revived himself through hate, Deku felt it, literally. Deku felt it like it was, and he heard the voice of the first one saying, the ascending one is coming for you. You know what I mean? How did they know that if they are not connected? You know what I mean? We can say they are connected because One for All, and All for One for All comes from All for One, but still.
Oh no, I don't think anybody's been like arguing that they're not
vestige. If it is maybe because that they still have that vestige of All for One in One for All, maybe that's why that he could sense that. You know what I mean? What do you think?
I think I don't know if that would make sense, that much sense, considering that nobody's actually arguing that they're not connected. They're never connected. I don't think that has to do anything to do with the vestige being inside of it though. Otherwise, I think it would have been a little bit, because you already know All for One can communicate with his own vestige or like sense his own vestige shit and kind of get the same vibes. That hasn't happened. That hasn't happened with All for One. One for All, as far as we know.
The only weird thing in this is him being in Tartarus saying, "I hear my brother's voice,"
and that's why I think there has to be like he's locked out.
I think they're connected, just but I don't know.
That's the thing about it, because literally they hear each other. That's the thing about it. It's like they know that they can communicate, because literally, how would you then explain the fact that the first one could warn Deku that Shigaraki was coming?
Because they were connected and that quirk came from that one. So I don't think it. I mean, it can be deeper.
But that's the thing.
Hold on. I'm saying. Let me finish what I was saying. I'm saying I don't think it is deeper than that, but it could be, but I don't think it has to be deeper than that.
So yeah, it is really interesting. The fuck did Benson turn into Batman? Oh, is my voice so bad?
I don't know. Somebody said Ponzu was Batman.
Yeah.
So he's like,
theories for Stars and Stripes quirk.
Man,
no idea.
See, okay, the fact that he said
galactic, man, it must be a galactic quirk, because the way that he talks about it, that
galactic.
You know what I mean? Because the way that he talks about this, about her, man, She must be strong.
Well,
Gotta be.
well, I imagine she is. I just don't know I don't know. I want to know how she's that strong.
Whatever that quirk is, it's about to be nice and Shiggy collection.
No, you understand her quirk give her the ability to stand on a fucking plane, a jet plane. Maybe it goes by Mach 3. She's just still chilling out there outside of the plane. You know what I mean? So that quirk must be really strong.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I would have used that as my reasoning because I would think that.
No,
high of that.
Horikoshi, the way that he writes some things about his quirks, he works on details. That's why. I think I thought about that.
He could be like a Captain Atom type.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Because I did see somebody say atom bomb, and I'm like, well,
I
like
feel
it's like
like that
galactic. It must be a galactic quirk, like something that is really OP as fuck.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on how Hori is going to portray this country.
I mean, it's already a walking, talking stereotype, isn't it?
Well, I mean, she's the only stereotype I've seen of America so far is us getting of us like shirking protocol and just jumping right in.
Right.
So I'm like, but other than that, but the way that's being portrayed is almost as if it's a positive.
Yeah.
So I don't really know if I could say that that's if that's him thinking negatively of us.
Thomas.
So I might, nigga.
Sorry.
I would say, yeah. Anyway, but at the same time, I'd have to see more because I don't really know what Hori thinks of this country. So for to know if he would have something like that fucking on the nose negative.
well, I mean, this is the same dude who already made it a point to include Japan's human experiment history into his story. So you can't take it off the table.
The thing about this is like Thomas, Washington said something interesting. I bet that SS is the Captain Celeb's older sister or something.
I wouldn't assume that. They don't look anything like.
No, because if you know the quirk of Captain Celebrity, his quirk is kind of really interesting too because it gives him super strength, flight, and it is a simple quirk. Like he has like a barrier around him that protects him. Literally, that is his quirk. But
I get it.
Super speed, it gives him a lot of stuff. So.
I mean, it doesn't give him super speed.
I can understand why. You know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't give him super speed. He can just fly really fast. Super speed.
Yeah, he was super fast too.
That's not super speed. That's just like very fast. That's just flight. He just flies really fast.
My bad. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, but I don't think they're related at all. They don't look anything
I don't think so, but just the idea, the concept, the idea of that her having a quirk that is kind of looks like his. It might be a good way to explain stuff. Okay. Okay, we just got us a new member for 7 months.
I think it's just making sure to highlight his comments from here on. Oh, see, end up AFO buttered up whited spinner picked that name. So I think because if you remember, he said that I'm going to be the man who spins Stain's will into reality.
I can't hear what you said. What?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the why did Spinner pick that name is because he said specifically he was going to spin Stain's will into reality. So it's from his very first intro back in for his strength camp.
Right. Oh, you mean with the giant Buster sword?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Which, if you think about it, so as much as people get on Spinner about his quirk being lame, the fact that he has the ability to stick to stuff is probably why he was able to was so capable of actually holding on to that giant ass sword. Because if he's got the ability to stick to walls, and his body needs to be able to hold his body weight, so in turn him being able to hold on to at least his body weight's worth of metal and swords makes sense.
Also explains how he stuck to the van at the end of NBA to make it to the crater.
But about the name, I think it's definitely in this chapter the specific term like spinning the story is I mean, maybe it's just my lacking English knowledge, but there's not really a term like spinning a will into reality. But there is absolutely like a saying, spinning a story.
Oh yeah, no, like
Yeah.
it's happy. He just chose that specific verbiage when it was like translated, but usually you'd say spinning a story. That's usually what you would say.
That's wow. So Horikoshi hitting is just made the characters of the characters of I've forgotten of what I can't come up with names right now.
Of who?
The villain, the League of Villains, they just made them like they are like Christic, like like
The
followers of
PLF?
Jesus. Yeah, like the way that they talk about stuff, they getting like deified.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So even Toya, he didn't tell getting deified, man. So they really Shigaraki is literally Jesus with his followers, bro. Oh, bro, that's damn. I can't wait to see what's happening next, literally.
Because part of this is
Well, then it was 3 days. No, they did say it was 3 days, didn't it?
Let's talk.
That's
Because
funny.
like when we talk about like the cult stuff, for example, this is all a lot of the same premises here, where you get the dangerous recruitment, you grab the people from like messed up backgrounds, you give them the encouragement and support network and the promise of better times, and then you let them loose, and then you get these results. And in turn, you have the same idea here taking place, where they've kind of like hit this level of now they have cults of personality where people are like, yeah, Spinner. Which if you look back to like, I think it was the chapter like around 310 maybe, I don't know. It was a chapter where one of the first chapters where Deku's like, somebody's like, are you with All for One? And they're like scared of Deku. So that might have been like around 317. But
Oh, that was in
like
318.
318, where you see the dude with the spinner mask.
Yeah.
Yep. So like we had seen that already in the background. So this is just further expounding upon that. It's crazy because like niggas, where that last arc was wild and out of pocket, but
Yo, he really set that up from that. Like at first, when I first saw that, I thought they were like dressing up as Stain and they just bought it from the same person, the Spinner. But nah, they was really repping Spinner.
That's the thing about it. It's like Horikoshi works so hard on these details, these little stuff that people think that they are just like not important, but then you get revelations like this, but it was set up from the beginning. You know what I mean? That's why when people disrespect Spinner, I really hate that because this character is like
The anime disrespected Spinner.
man.
Yeah.
I would love to take a flight to Japan just to beat the ass of the guy with you.
Oh shit,
Man, but for sure.
bro! I feel like Horikoshi did this on purpose this chapter.
Literally, he did it on purpose because.
hold on. Let me get this super chat because my boy Coyote came through with the super.
TC.
Predicting the fight, Star and Stripe will kill Batnomu, fucking hell, and almost be defeated by Shigaraki, and ever appears Shigi retreats to which if Shigi
I don't think Endeavor's coming.
So
he's not
they're
fast
on
enough.
their way.
It's 50 kilometers.
But
Let's just say Stars and Stripes stint in this manga is like 2 chapters longer than she's dead.
Literally, if he just beat her ass and take her correct, I'm gonna laugh my ass. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna laugh my ass. Literally, it's gonna be funny as hell.
also White Despair, Black Hope. I'm not surprised that people were shocked because they don't listen.
Like,
If Shigi retreats, that kind of might counter the idea of Batnomu dying. I don't know. Endeavor death stopping the fight, in my opinion. I don't. So I do question whether or not.
How is Endeavor gonna stop the fight if he's not strong enough to figure out?
So that's the one thing where I'm
like Endeavor's All Might or something. He gonna come and save the day.
So I think what it comes down to is how strong Star and Stripe is, because what we also have here is another opportunity for a battlefield where Endeavor does not have to hold back at all. Because they're above the ocean.
Like, you don't gotta hold back.
But the thing about
nobody
it,
here fighting is gonna have to hold back.
not only this is because All for One said that she's the strongest woman around. That she's the strongest hero, like woman, hero, women around. So she's fucking strong. But still, man.
And assuming
I'm
that
not
this is
denying
Shigaraki's
that.
personality and control, he's gonna let Endeavor live specifically so that Dabi can enjoy having that
Yes.
satisfaction.
That's the thing about it.
Yo, did y'all notice an All for One called Dabi Young Toya?
Yeah,
You know, man. He called him young Padawan, the young pad, bro.
which how would you guys feel if it turned out that Toya studied under All for One a bit
Bro.
For this month or before that?
before that?
I wouldn't be shocked. Literally,
Because consider this in Vigilantes. When Six was, they were talking about Six Ignacia and his inability to recognize his own self and have true self-awareness. Garaki is just like, oh, well, this one isn't fit to be a pupil of you. But that kind of makes it sound like he has multiple students. Like they didn't just have Shigaraki. Like some people became experiments and some people actually got to be students.
yes. And I really Toya will be the best one because right now, the way that he acts, the way that that he talks to Shigaraki since the beginning. You know what I mean? And show that he has something more than he had something more than the other characters in the story. The way that he was tactical. Like you said, he's a lancer, but still he just
Yeah,
doesn't,
man.
because till today we have a period of his life that we don't know what he did. And if he was under tutelage of All for One, that will, or even Garaki, that will explain a lot because he knows tactics, so he plays like chess, not checkers. You know what I mean? This guy is really, the way that he thinks and how he plans stuff. It was someone that was really well educated. You know what I mean? Even if you're educated, he left home when he was 12. That's the thing about, I mean, he was already a person that was researching stuff for himself a lot. So yeah, but still, it is really something interesting to see. If All for One, it really is the master of these guys. Damn, man, I won't be shocked that he steal the ice quirk of I forgot his name of
Ethan.
of Giten and gives it to for him. That would be the most logical choice. And I wouldn't be shocked if Toya says no too. That's
So-
something. Yeah.
Hold on, real quick, hitting up different things real quick. AFO obviously doesn't need everything destroyed because he's ultimately still a businessman, so he is going to try to save them cost. So he wants to beat the heroes, but he doesn't want to lose the nation. That's not what's the point in taking over a wasteland for All for One's perspective? If he's going to be assuming he's trying to just like be selfish and take over, which I'm still not all the way on board with, just because he's super weird. I don't think
Rob,
Stars and Stripes is.
I was just about to answer that too.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be stronger than One for All. I think her quirk has some kind of really powerful / technical aspect to it, though, that combined with what All for One already has in his arsenal will make him especially powerful. As far as the comments about the environmental damage from fighting, I mean, yeah, like there would be a lot of dead ocean life, I guess.
Wait, I wanted to say something earlier, but it slipped my mind, and White Despair brought it up in the comments. But the kanjis that Shigaraki used when he said I is Ore, the one that Shigaraki always uses, and Vestige for One and All for One use Boku. So that's not like All for One at all.
Okay, my nigga Shigaraki is back.
It's like the kanji and everything.
Because Ore is like more disrespectful or / rude. It's also the one that Bakugo and Shoto use, if I remember correctly.
Wait, All for One uses Boku?
Yeah.
Wow.
always.
Did he do? I heard that before.
Also, I just want to say that Stars and Stripes.
Investors for one learn Shigaraki's mannerisms.
Doesn't investors for one not show?
Don't give the chance.
No, hold on. No. Doesn't investors for one not show it on Shigaraki's face?
Exactly. That's who Aniki said that earlier.
Yeah.
Like,
also gonna point out that that whole drawn differently thing still applies to Stars and Stripes. Like, especially you can tell, like looking at the second to last page, it's like first off, she ends up looking like very much like All Might. But then it's like when you get that close up of their faces, you kind of really see the difference between the way that she is drawn and the way that Shigaraki is drawn, but both also contrast with the way that like a character like Endeavor is drawn currently.
Mm-hmm. So our Horikoshi draws characters. He draws first in our chapter. He draws different characters with different styles.
Because like look at the shadowing on her nose and around her eyes, and that looks like an American comic book.
Yeah, for sure. Because she's from America. That's why.
So.
My man even respect the people origins in charge.
Well, of course he does. That's why he made this bitch.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, Aniki.
What's up?
Bro, I want to talk to you about how this man All For One played Deku. he called it hide and seek across Japan. And like I was rereading 316 and like the way he was talking to him, the way he was just moving in general. And now that we know that Shigaraki was up either the whole time or 3 days, 1 day, whatever, however long it took for him to wake up, that All For One really, and we know for One For All to steal it, you have to weaken the user's mental state, their will. So he really wanted Deku to do exactly what he was doing, deteriorating himself, so he could run into Shigaraki and it'd be super easy to take One For All. Like that's why that was the mid goal. Like, all right, I just gotta weaken his mental. He's a 16-year-old kid. I can handle him easy. Take that.
Which means that people like me and Shoto were right.
Actually, since we on this topic, let's go ahead and discuss. Oh, we should have got one more fight. We should have got this. It ended too early.
It could have lasted for the whole year.
You can't keep up. Look how goofy you look now. You wanted one more fight or what? Deku washes on his ass or barely trying to keep up. The nigga was stumbling over the ground, over air, bro. Dick Turner didn't even pull up on that nigga. He was stumbling over air before he got overturned. This is literally, y'all realize this is literally like a day and a half after Deku was just meeting class.
Deku would have died.
He would have ran into a prime Shigaraki that has done nothing but rest for a month. And he would have ran this nigga weak. He couldn't even.
If Class A didn't come, like it's clear now more than ever. If they didn't come help Deku, this shit was not going to end well for him.
Bro, he would have died.
He couldn't even keep up with all these complaints anymore.
He couldn't even get power to break away from Ida. What you think he gonna do to Shigaraki?
Boys down atrocious.
Shigaraki was in there in the spa.
Which, you know what that also does, though, that I find hilarious? It also creates a situation now where Deku can be on the other foot. Where, let's say, Shigaraki folds Star and Stripe. Let's just say that does happen. And then Shigaraki's like, well, I'm going straight to UA.
I was saying that.
You then have, instead of it being Deku, or like basically Deku becomes Eri.
Oh,
they have to take him into they have to trick him into going down, run him out of here, get him into the shuttles, and then get him sent and shuttled off to Shiketsu so that he isn't in sight and isn't able to be seen with Surge.
Because it has to have a limit, like on range.
I don't think
doesn't
so.
have a range limit.
But I'm not saying like that's guaranteed to happen. Obviously,
he ain't looking around the world. Like I see.
My ultimate counter the ultimate counter to search to me will always be danger sense. Like I feel like that's really the answer to search.
No,
I feel like if
no,
Shigaraki ever gets close, he
no,
gonna sense him.
no, man. Search the quirk is how far that you look. If you're on the top of the building, everything that you see, you will see all the people, their quirks and their weaknesses, and the weaknesses of their quirks. I don't know how they portray it. Last time that what they showed was in lights, kind of lights. You know what I mean? But still, that quirk is. It depends just on your view. If you're on the ground, you will see all the people. They will be in your vision. You will see their quirk and weaknesses. That's fucked up. That quirk, man. You can't react to that.
He gonna get a look at Deku. He gonna be like, "Oh, your arms, huh?" That's
Hey, I already told
that's the
y'all.
weak
I
spot.
already told y'all about them arms. But okay. And
I'm
don't be like, oh, he
confused.
gotta use his
Scary.
arms. Guess what? Shigaraki gotta use his arms too. And then he missing 3 of his fingers. Okay, then.
Yeah. By the way, I
Now-
don't understand why that girl, that kitty cat girl, was so weird in the beginning of the story, because that quirk is that girl who had the quirk sword.
Ragdoll.
Ragdoll.
Oh, yeah, and he said kitty cat girl. I'm like, who the fuck? At the beginning of the
And
story.
then because she was, you know what I mean.
I mean, you would have said like kitty cat girl.
She had her eyes were always like open, like
She looked
always
crazy.
like,
Yeah,
I ain't
if
gonna
you would have
lie.
like
if
a
you would have
crazy
said
girl,
like,
you know what I mean? Like
camp, I would have been like, okay.
big that quirk, that source quirk is this busted. That's what Fink said.
That's why All For One said, "I need that."
I need that. I need that. I need that. Literally, you know what I mean?
Oh,
That-
let me address
That quirk can make you crazy. Literally, that's what she was. That girl was always like active, like hey, just reread or watch the anime. You will see how she acts. She was really like, you know, that girl that have ADHD or has too much energy in her. You know what I mean? Yeah, she was like this. And when you see her after that, she lost her quirk. She's just like, she feels. First she was depressed, but she feels like more like normal. She doesn't feel like she's being pumped by something. But I don't know which kind of energy that she has in her body. But if you have that quirk, man, it can make you crazy. You see everybody's quirk and weaknesses. Everything that you open your if you activate your quirk, if it is a quirk that's based on activation, that's scary, bro.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Coyote. No, I'm not shooting on all this ass. It's just dictator. He's dangerous in a sense, but really, that goes getting taken out. He had after that fight.
I'm sitting on the assassin.
After that fight, he had. We still haven't seen what he only took out 4. So I think they said. So we didn't see.
He bodied Nagan, homeboy with the tattoos, the shark guy.
No, he bodied the homeboy with tattoos. He fought Nagan. You gonna? I see you try to slide past my girl.
I hope
body Sark guy, and then Dictator got bodied by Bakugo and Shoto and Momo.
Yeah.
I will say I hope no, if y'all like any characters, you don't ever let Dark get a hold of them. They'll make them look worse.
Hey man, listen though, but like,
so can we talk about how the PLF came back?
Oh, but listen, why are you always in my head, nigga?
I mean, can we talk? You mean like that thing that everybody who wasn't like a knee-jerk reactionary was like, yeah, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, you mean the niggas who I told you was gonna come back, but niggas is like, damn, I can't believe he set all this up just to waste it. Oof.
What I'm saying. He was just
building hype.
Okay, Tyler, I'll answer you. We know that quirks have always an effect on people's psyche and body. You know what I mean? And when people lose their quirk, they changed some kind of way. Some people don't really change, but some people really change. And the change was seen in Ragdoll. You know what I mean? It was really there is a Ragdoll before that she has a quirk, and there is an after. Quirks are like a part of you. If we take something of you, you change. It's normal. That's what I think. That's what I always saw this, that the social aspect of quirks is social aspect, and physical aspect of quirks is something that we see in the series all the time. and some
Example,
traits.
Himiko Toga.
Yes, thank you, my man. Okay, Tyler. But yeah, it is something. So every time when I reread My Hero Academia, I'm just thinking about stuff, and I have this thought in my mind, and I see some changes. Of oh yeah, oh damn, that man. That's just to show how Horikoshi writes so much details in tiny stuff, but you can on the first time you can miss it, or second, even on the second time. That's the thing about it. That's so beautiful to see that, to experience that as a amateur writer like myself, So yeah.
Another headcanon I have about quirks,
Mhm.
like how they affect this fucking Bakugo. I really think he yells a lot because of his quirk. Like,
Yeah.
I read like
Yeah.
a little theory about that one time about how it affects
Yes,
his
for sure.
personality. I believe it.
I actually think that in terms of temper, all the fire quick users are affected by that.
Yes, for sure. We saw it. Like we had different fire user. We got Endeavor. We got
Is that
Toya,
Toya.
was that explain
Shoto,
what?
who
No, that
Shoto
explain
balances
Shoto?
out a little bit, but even he has like angry moments, especially in the beginning of the show.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is that would you say that's why Shoto has a relatively subdued personality then?
Yeah. No. Not only he
Wow,
has
who
a
has a
really
super
cool
personality? Wow,
He
who
has
has
a
a
really cool personality, but sometimes when he gets hyped up, you have to see when he's get hyped up. You know what I mean?
said,
talking
No,
about-
no, no,
talking
no,
about
no, no,
Shoto,
no,
right?
no. When I say subdued, I'm saying because for the most part, his personality is very subdued because of the fact that he has two conflicting fucking.
Yeah.
things.
You mean
I think that's the thing with Shoto.
right?
I think Shoto is. I think you can see that at the beginning when he, during sports festival, for example, when he was like really angry
Yes.
and hateful. That was, I assume, his fireside showing, and there were multiple connections drawn between this side of him and Endeavor, for example.
I'm
And
not
I
even
think he balances it out with this like passive, apathetic eyesight.
People don't
No,
really
I'm
take
not
into
gonna-
people don't really remember
go
taking
ahead.
people don't really remember taking into account that nigga is a sicko. Like there's something twisted in his head. Like when
Yeah,
he gets
I mean-
fired up, he be snapping on people like
Yeah.
real deal. Like he's talking like the shit. He might get his ass beat by Tetsu. He's like, all right, nigga, I'm a fucking burn your ass. Like, don't forget how he snapped on the chief of police. He's like, you fucking mutt. Like he has a real like when he wants to heat up, he will heat up. Like, but that's becoming. But that's
I was gonna bring up the 1-8 fight when Deku said we can't keep up. That shit hurt him the most.
yeah. He was like, who the
He's
fuck
like,
you talking to? I was mentioning some basketball. I'm like, nigga, you ain't gonna be doing me like you did everybody else. But that's the point now is that his personality is so much more warm and cool as he's balancing both powers. You see the progression. Like even like latest chapter, he's the one speaking up, not the one apathetic in the back. He's the one like like putting a blanket on Deku.
Hey, we got him to rest. We didn't get him to talk about his bullshit.
That was it.
So
Even
hold on, 'cause-
in wait, I just want to say this real quick. Even in the war when he came at Shigaraki, the way he hit him with that ice was crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't playing, bro. He like I told you that nigga fucking sicko. They don't really.
well, I mean, you could argue that that's like a callback to USJ because if you look at it, it kind of looked like he might have clipped off like half dude body.
Yeah,
he did.
He killed
Like-
niggas there. He killed niggas there. I'm sure of it.
If he wasn't a normal, or if he ain't have regen,
Yeah, man.
ice would have been it.
And
Sheena, I don't know what you talking about. Mo, shut your ass up. Ain't no nonsense. I got the panels to prove it, nigga. So I don't know what you talk about. That nigga is a sicko, and he got a hot side.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry.
I
Who
also blame
the
his-
nigga?
Hold on. I also blame Shoto's earlier stuff more on his ice than his fire side because the idea is that he's cold to everyone because
Yeah.
he's overly spec'd into ice.
Yeah.
So then when he's like visibly angry and lashing out directly indiscriminately, that's usually like the Endeavor side that like makes him
Yeah.
actively lash out.
Mhm.
So like him pulling up on Deku, challenging him at sports festival, that's the fire side.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I
Him
mean, yeah.
being like, I'm gonna just freeze this whole building, showed you should go outside.
Mm.
Definitely the ice.
Yeah, like,
Literally,
don't step
people
on.
could have lost. Literally, all these guys that were frozen dead there at the USJ.
I don't die that easily in this show.
But still,
If they were real people, they would be dead.
He
Yeah.
threatened.
They were
he threatened-
heteromorphs.
He threatened to kill them.
and they were
Low
heteromorphs. Oh man, oh bro.
Nah, listen. Realistically, out of everybody in the class, there's only two people likely to actually kill somebody,
Yeah.
and that's Tokoyami at a lesser extent, and that's more due to a rampage and his whole dark thing, but that's kind of like halfway a joke, but it kind of is him. But Shoto's the prime candidate over Bakugo to actually kill somebody. Like
Bakugo
okay,
would never. Like,
I mean, Bakugo had some close calls where you know that
nah,
if this
but
were a manga,
it's
it's dead.
Bakugo be saying it, but him more so is like beat the shit out of you like to near death and then won't do it. Shoto the type of nigga that actually like pull a trigger. Like he that nigga that will actually pull the trigger. Like when you consider the movies canon or whatnot, that nigga aimed to kill Chimera. You don't free somebody's body from the inside and be like, all right, he just gonna be fucking incapacitated. No,
Yeah,
if you free somebody's
I
body from
mean,
the inside, they
for
gonna
example,
die.
in like early on during this first team practice against Deku and what's the other one, Uraraka, him with Ida, that could have gone horribly wrong. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, so that was one of the things that like All Might mentioned, and I was like, yeah, Bakugo's factoring this in, but I don't know, bro, because you remember he was like, he'll be fine as long as he dodges. Like, wait, what?
he
No,
was.
no,
He
no.
was.
Hold on,
Exactly the
hold on.
same, for example,
Hold
during
on.
Sports Festival, the Howitzer Blast, that could have killed.
Hold
Sorry.
on. I have to address something. Mello, you have to understand that's how it is. Like there are a lot of people are just like victims of their own quirks. They can't make they make decisions, but their decisions are influenced by their fucking genetics.
Yes, literally, it is something that really happens in real life, but it is in the world of Micro
Yo,
Academy.
did we read that super chat from Andrew?
I
did
was about to say something about it.
Andrew Lolivar says, what type of bottom tier manga makes me have to choose between my new waifu and my favorite character? And has it been 3 days in the manga?
Okay, it hasn't been 3 days. He woke up like
It hasn't even been 1 day.
Yeah, like he
Yeah, I'm
literally
kind
just
of
woke
confused
up
about that too.
He kind of just woke up a little bit earlier than they even expected, which is quite natural.
I just talk it down to all for one hijinks. Like we need to stop trying to figure this man out.
Exactly.
I have to address the other part of what he said. I don't know how you can say she's your wife when she kind of looks like Sarah J. So no.
Hey
She
man,
looks
so
like
what's
All
wrong with
Might.
that? So what's wrong with that?
No, you haven't seen that picture that fucking Dark posted. No, she kind of do look like
Don't post that one, man. Come on. That shit ugly.
And Mello, you realize it can be both. They're still humans that make choices, but they have genetic dispositions.
Mello. So the story isn't about humans making choice. There are just mutants.
Like that's an extremely limited worldview on what. Like yikes! Actually,
I'm just gonna chalk it to the Mello fooling around because I expect better out of him. That's pathetic.
No. I can tell when Melo's being serious or not. He's being dead ass.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a yikes for.
We're not even gonna jump into all that. I'm gonna address Andrew before anything we go any further. Andrew, what did I tell y'all niggas before? The more gas up and hype these fucking costumes and how badass they are, the more likely they are to fucking die. I told y'all about these foreign heroes. I told y'all don't learn your lesson. I learned my lesson.
East, remember when you said that the foreign hero is gonna be Shiggy Fu? What Star and Stripe?
What the fuck did I tell y'all?
American cheeseburger.
He finna get him a glizzy. That's crazy.
No.
He said, damn, got me a glizzy.
I wanted to talk about something. Star Stripe, she has the same flow as Homelander. You're okay with me?
So
I just see this.
Not you. That was just well timed. My fault.
I'm gonna stop. When I saw this, he has the same flow as him. Literally, he's the same flow.
I wasn't reacting to you. I saw a very stupid YouTube video about this topic, so it kind of just had me thrown off.
Bro, you talking about the one where it's like Stars and Stripes took All for One and fucking Shigaraki?
No,
so shit.
No. It's like Stars and Stripes has One for All and All for One knows.
Yeah, that one. I was
What?
I'm like, what the fuck?
Who says up here draw that bullshit? I'm like the thumbnail really got her taking All for One head to the ground and Shigaraki too, and it's like her powered up. I was like, all right, who drew this? Whoever drew that need to be shot just as much as the person that made that shit. Because
No. Stop.
Yeah. Wait, my bad. Poison Tree. Who do you think will win, Star and Stripe or Shigaraki? Listen, Shigaraki not losing. I really want to can we talk about how strong Shigaraki is? Because I feel like people forgot.
It's not that they forgot. It's the fact that they don't actually know, considering that we never even got to see how strong he actually is. But you have to look
That's
at it
my
like this.
point, though.
But you gotta look at it like this. Shigaraki was able to take on like four or five of those niggas without any quirks. Now imagine if he actually had his quirk.
My
That's what I'm-
thing
that's-
is that look,
Boss.
if you assume that Shigaraki has access to the same quirks that All For One had access to at Kamino, then the question becomes, why can't he do like we saw All For One do?
Wouldn't he not have the quirks he had at Kamino?
No, he
Considering-
would, but he would have even more. Like All For One used that combination specifically for All Might to
Yep.
embarrass
He
him.
did say
Person
that. He did say that.
completely set up to be.
No, the reason-
Facts.
No, the reason I don't think I would question if he did is because of remember All For One, one for all Might question like point no or was it Gran Torino who noticed he had different quirks than the first time they fought.
Hold on.
I know.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Mello, the reason why that take is yikes is because of the part about them not being human if they're making choices based on genetics, when you can have depression because of trauma, but you can also have depression because of genetics. So in turn, by reducing potentially genetic-based depression to them not being humans making choices, you've reduced humanity and people who suffer from mental illness inadvertently.
Mello, let me tell you something.
So
play to
that's
your
what made that a yikes take for me. Because
Mello,
I was
play
like,
to-
that sounds like you trying to be smart about something, but accidentally saying some really condescending shit that
That's the
isn't
thing about
cool.
it. There's people that
Mello,
there's people that have a like genetics sicknesses, and from what we see, quirks act like this sometimes. Look at the toga. That girl has
That too, like don't
It-
directly ignore
it-
the story that like
it-
yes,
it-
trauma
yeah, no,
matters,
Brandon-
but
repression,
quirks matter too.
repression of her quirk and the influence she had on the outside also affects. Like Mello, play to your strengths. You shouldn't play fucking. You don't see there's people I want challenge in their ballpark in their field. You don't see me going to run up to Anarchy about fucking human societal history and fucking genetics and shit like that. That's not my field. So I'm not for the step of that nigga ballpark. It's okay. Stepping up to the wrong plate about that one.
That's the thing about it, literally. Oh man.
So it seems like he can have the effects of multiple quirks at once, but he usually seems to have been activating them one at a time. But considering the air radio blast, he should be able to use multiple quirks at the same time.
For
I
sure.
think we only. I think it's not fair. 'Cause
That
we
was
only
him
see actually
testing the
fight like
waters.
one. Yeah,
But
I
he
don't
has
think
not the
we haven't seen him
expertise
fight
of
like
All For
once.
One. He doesn't have the expertise of All For One. That's why he can do like 5 in one time of making new quirks. Because All For One,
Stop.
he was like cooking, like making new recipe every time. You know what I mean? When he was fighting at Camino, mixing this and that, new sauce. I get a new quirk. You know what I mean? That's the thing that he doesn't do. That Shigari doesn't have the experience to do that.
Hold on. Let me address some things in the chat. Mello, next time fully state out what you're trying to say. Okay, please state out what you're fully trying to say, because we're talking faster in real time than you're typing. So we kind of need you to, and you can't elaborate. So to be fair to you, because we like you, need you to elaborate fully what you mean and articulate, which comes off better for us to actually have a conversation, please.
For sure.
Also, what you talked about, Daniel, you said something about how many quirks does Shigaraki have? We don't fucking know. And we've only seen Shigaraki himself actually use 2 fucking quirks. Regeneration doesn't count. We only see him use air blast and radio waves.
I was just about to talk about that regeneration. Any damage that he takes is going to get healed. As I was not there, so like, there's no way for him to lose this fight.
Well, actually, no. I think he's used how many quirks? No, I think he's used more than 2.
No, Shigaraki
he-
himself only used 2. He used airways and radio blast to fucking boost.
No,
and then by
remember,
the
you're
time
forgetting
he pulled-
Surge. You're forgetting
No,
Surge.
Oh yeah, search too. But then by
That's
the
why-
time, by the
that's why I said
time,
3.
yeah, that's 3. But the search really ain't shit. But like actually attacking people, which is cool as a quirk, but that's not like nothing that's gonna like.
Guys,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
you-
he's using
you
search
have
on
to
them.
understand something. Shigari didn't know how many quirks that he had, and he was using the quirks on instinct. Every quirk that was linked to an instinct, like he wanted to find the Deku, so it was shirts that came to him as a way to use it. He wanted to stop the radio waves. He used the radio waves came out. Everything came out as on instinct, like he was playing a video game. That's the thing about him, literally, for what we saw. So at the moment that he knows how many quirks that he can use, it is at that moment that we will see Shigaraki at his full potential. Right now, we just saw the first time we saw him using things that was literally on instinct.
Bro, I don't. That's what I don't think people don't really comprehend. Like I keep saying, you reread y'all homework was to reread the war, and I know not a single one of y'all did y'all damn homework because I had Yeet reread the war. He said, "Oh wow, there's a lot more stuff you notice, and you read it in full, and you start seeing a bigger picture." But y'all just read it weekly, never revisit anything when there's stuff you should actually revisit in the story.
Support the official
got
release. Go buy 28.
Exactly, like literally reread the war,
have.
and you'll re-notice a lot of stuff. Like if y'all don't take, y'all was reading it week to week, taking the context. Shigaraki used 3 quirks, one of which was search, radio blast, and airways. Then he boosted. He ran into Deku on them, and then Torino saved them. And at the next second, Aizawa
You know who was looking at him?
Aizawa.
Erased their head
Come on now. Then the rest of the fight
for
he
a
had
long ass
extra
time because Manuel was fixing his eyes.
And then
Like-
by the time he got unearthed again, his body
And
started
he
cracking
ate.
up.
Wait, can we talk about how much shit he ate, bro? Like he ate Vanishing Fist and Bakugo's Gauntlet Blast with no quirks. He just ate it.
Dodged Hell Spider with fucking
Dodge Hell Spider point blank, and he was finessing Gran Torino with no quirk.
Let's not even
like
Don't
also
forget- don't forget-
He
don't forget
broke
the-
Ryukyu. He broke
forget-
Ryukyu's hand.
Don't forget the
With, like,
numerous
no
100% smashes. Don't forget the
that
numerous
he
100%.
that
He ate Wyoming Smash.
No, man. No,
He literally ate that shit. He literally ate that shit.
She's going crazy. Chinese is going crazy. Literally. No, just reminding me all these moments, man. That's scary. Shigaki
He
is
literally
scary.
ate Wyoming Smash.
bro,
His jaw broke.
100%. He ate that
His
shit.
jaw broke.
And he was like,
Guys,
I'm gonna keep.
I
fucking
remember
moving.
that 100% of Deku is stronger than All Might's 100%. Just to think about.
Stronger actually.
That's
Like-
so fucked up, bro.
Y'all telling me
and-
stars?
And when him and Deku shot the 1-on-1, his body was breaking down, and he didn't know what to do.
So he was caught off guard, down bad. So okay, that's okay. It's okay. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn y'all lesson.
No,
And then when
that's-
Endeavor burned him, that was off guard too, because he was fighting Deku. He had to focus strictly on defense. He couldn't fight back.
Next thing you know,
'Cause-
he got Dever right behind him, cuffed up, and he fucking burned his ass with the hottest flame he got. Like, all right, bro, y'all gonna learn y'all lesson. Yeah, this is y'all fault. I told y'all about hyping up. I told y'all.
Remember,
these new niggas
remember when he first took out Aizawa before Deku jumped into the air and used flow. You know what he said? He said, "Well, time to die." That's the energy he gonna be on. Like, damn, I guess he was gonna die.
Like, I don't. That's okay, bro. They think they forgot. They don't know what Shigaraki's actually made of. It's okay.
Guys,
We don't know.
Nah.
I don't even know what he.
I know this nigga is an absolute monster.
And he had a gnome. He has a normal with him too.
man, he's flying. That my nigga flying on the Numri like it is like his Batmobile, bro.
I think yo, Coyote. I think Bat Gnome was gonna be a staple because All For One he used Bat Gnome to fly to Tartarus. I think that's just gonna be his thing. Bat Gnome to fly him everywhere.
Shigaraki gave him his Charizard, bro.
That nigga riding around that chart.
Hashtag keep Bat Gnome alive.
Oh man,
I know Coyote gonna fucking support that one.
bro. It's
That's Shigaraki's car.
Denzel, take over Japan. You must not have been reading the chapters, huh? We moving past Japan. That's it. Hey man, listen. Where y'all 100 chapter niggas at?
I got friends
No,
all
I
over the
definitely will
world.
say that because I don't know if it was last week or the week before where people were saying I definitely only see like 20 to 40 chapters.
What?
Who?
I'm not gonna
20?
say the name. I'm not gonna say the name, but I know who. I remember who it was.
Hey,
It was somebody that we all know.
It's somebody that East knows, and I'm not gonna say who it is.
Oh,
But
well, all right. Please don't tell me who I think it is.
it probably isn't who you think it is now. But like I said, no, that was the take I saw, and I'm like, bro, especially after seeing this, my old.
The stakes just got higher than ever. We just expanded beyond belief. I mean, where y'all 100 niggas at? 100 chapter niggas at? Shola? Chris Green, where y'all at? I just
You
wanna
need
talk.
Conquer. You need Conquer, especially.
Hey, I do want to talk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, where y'all? I mean, if you got more evidence to support than y'all got anything. I mean, you know, nobody around. Where's off one
Yeah,
Legion of Doom? Nah, this
ne-
shit Rocky Legion of Doom.
Next chapter gonna open up with Deku waking up, grabbing his mask, like he's up. I fell asleep for 1 second.
He's
came
back. The nigga is back. Ah! Just screwing his bed like, bro, really?
Yo, bro. Because you know the top three, whatever happens to Star and Stripe, they're gonna inform Deku, of course. He gonna be like, he gonna be side-eyeing one day when he wake up, like, niggas brought me back. Couldn't be in the field.
I wish
Star
that
and
nigga
Stripe
would
got-
say. I wish that nigga would say that shit to me, boy.
He
I'm like,
needs
didn't your ass,
you.
I'm like, boy, you was out there getting overran by a dictator. Get your ass up, boy. You would have got folded. Slap that nigga, punch that nigga like Ida punches that last time.
Oh man.
But he gonna dodge it there, man. I'm just gonna grab his chest.
I just want to see Deku lose again.
He is. Oh no. East, how many times did that ass whooping happen?
I want him to get his ass whipped by Shigaraki.
You said what, Punish?
How many times does Shigaraki give Deku that Omni-Man ass whooping?
Man, I don't even know. Because listen, he gonna be like,
I can have another kid,
he
bro.
finna run back on that nigga. He finna run back.
Yeah, because y'all know how petty Shigaraki is. Y'all think he gonna let that beating Deku gave him slide? Even if he's not personally attached to him, he's gonna be like, nah, you kind of fucked me up.
He gonna run that shit back. He gonna be like, what are you truly fighting for? He's like, save me. I'm freer than I've ever been in my entire life. Think, Deku, think.
Whoa, Mellow.
What could you offer me that I already don't have?
Mellow.
Unlimited power, unlimited freedom. Like, I'm just trying to save your heart.
Mellow, we read the manga.
Mellow, you really blatantly like.
We read the manga because you're not.
That's Bello. You off the mark, bro. Using his quirk as explain his behavior. Nobody said that's the only reason he's fucking.
No.
We just said that's the reason he's more hyper aggressive because of explosions.
Yes.
We say he a dick because he got explosions. No, nigga, that's not what we said. We saying he's extra aggressive because he has explosions. Nobody said he a dick because he has explosions and he think he a number one with his ego shit. No, it's because the way he was raised. Nobody ever said only reason Bakugo is the way he is because of explosions. Nobody said that.
Yeah, like that. That's why the statement was the quirks influence their behavior, not their quirks control their behavior.
Yeah, influence the behaviors, behaviors.
They're like muscles.
I think there's a big misunderstanding in believing that we're saying that everything that they do, every decision they make, every action, their entire personality is determined by their quirk. No. What we're saying is that what is it? Parts of their personality are influenced by their quirks because that's what what is it? Like when it pushes it further. But in terms of their decisions, in terms of their base personality, all that shit is determined by their lived experiences.
Yes,
it's just pushed into it's pushed it even higher than it would normally be because of their fucking quirks.
Yeah,
Like if Bakugo was just a normal ass dude, he'd be a specific, like let's say he was like a nice person. Bakugo, his quirk would allow him to be very fucking hyperactive, very fucking pumped up. But because he's a dickhead, he's very angry and very loud and yelly.
That's the thing about it. It's like
that's why that's why even though that Bakugo is nice now, sorry to cut you off, Ponzu, he's still being like a dickhead, being angry and shit because that's just who he is.
It's just aggressive as a person.
Well, you said nice. I wouldn't say nice, but yeah.
Yeah, the thing
nah. Calling Deku Izuku is pretty nice.
Sometimes
I'm saying he's not a nice person. He's a
sometimes you have to understand
cooler person.
Hello. Sometimes even the way that you are educated goes the way that you are educated and your way that you have to learn to act in the society goes above your influence, your genetic influences. Example, our man Annie Voice. He's talking. He could have talked to his quirk is about talking to things around him, but he's a silent guy. You know what I mean? So there is the contrary of what you said. We never said that quirks control people. control people. Sometimes maybe all for one is another case. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But that's the thing about it. We don't, when we say that, we don't say, we just say that quirks doesn't help some people at all. Really doesn't help at all. One of the extreme cases is La Brava. That girl, if she falls in love with you, she's really, really, really in love with you. So she will stalk you, she will do stuff because she really loves you. And if you reject her, it will kill her vandal.
And if it, yeah,
that's the thing about it.
She was contemplating, ending it all.
Yeah, just because she loved one guy, and that is, you don't know how horrified it is. Just imagine that. That's what I love that story, because damn, that man went to the details from details, bro. So yeah, we don't. So if you
part of the reason why Trumpet insults Spinner and says that he can't be anything is that the idea of like Spinner's quirk latching on to things is that he can only cling to others. He's not going to be an actual leader. He's not an example. So you can go beyond your quirk, but even the way that Spinner finally became something and started to do something was by initially latching on to someone else.
Yes.
All progression that he makes as a person is by latching on to the ideologies or behaviors and powers of another person. But he does not create and do these things on his own.
But he still becomes his own at the end. That's what, from what we see. Literally, that man is talking back to all for one. That's the thing about it, is that at the end,
he tired of his bullshit just like us.
That's really something really you get to, so you get to understand that society has also, and the way that you act, your character, how you were educated has an effect on your genetics too. Genetics are not all, it helps or it doesn't help at all, but still. And Horikoshi really knows that and plays with that. And it is really fun to see that, how he does that. Spinning on the leash.
Okay, so Poison Tree, I'm not going to speak for everybody else. I insist that Quirk Awakening isn't real. It's more like you just understand your quirk better and better.
Thank you, Anarchy. Please, so many people don't understand that.
And the reason I always say this is because the two versions of on-screen awakenings that we got were directly confirmed to not be awakenings. Like,
I think
the word awakening in this context probably literally an awakening. Like you awake to whatever your quirk was already able to do, like a conscious becoming aware of something or learning something new.
Yeah, but people don't think. That's the thing about it, is that people don't understand.
I think they exist personally.
No, maybe they maybe exist.
So, here's another thing. A lot of people question whether or not Bakugo awakened, right? Do you guys remember the detail I pointed out during the super turbo speed cluster shot?
Yes.
It emphasized one point on each of his fingertips. So it was like, yes, he got those really big explosions. Yeah, like him being able to change his perspective. But if you think about it, him focusing on saving is also him thinking of using his quirk in another way.
Yep.
So him like having that, I need to prioritize speed and getting there. And because I'm prioritizing speed and getting there, the blasts are smaller because I don't need destructive capability. I need focused kinetic burst, because when you decrease the surface area, you increase the kinetic output of a force on an object.
Yep.
It's physics. With the Gatan, there's the matter of, did this man ever even actively think I can lower the temperature of this ice even further? Or was he busy focusing on shape manipulation, output, like just the sheer amount of quantities, the length of time at which you can maintain constructs, all these different ways to train yourself that matter before you even need to think about, I'm gonna make the ice even colder.
That's the thing about it. That's the thing about many people. In one of the first chapter, Omar talked about that you can change your quirk if you your quirk by just going to to the Mary, and because when you grow up, you understand you understand yourself better, so you understand your quirk better. So if it start, we had even an example with somebody who was sprouting water from her fingers, but at the end the power was to assemble all the humidity in the air. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it is because you didn't understand yourself or didn't understand how to use stuff, or you train yourself, that you see another side of your quirk. That's what we had with Toga. Toga was the fact that never had. If she went to a hero school, should have learned all these aspects of her quirk, but she never did that. So she always went on the first level. The first thing, I drink blood, I get appearances. You know what I mean?
Let's look at a character like Koichi, who was basically used as foreshadowing for people having more complicated usages of their quirks coming into play in the story.
Yes.
Where
mental blocks.
Like from the time he was a baby, the man was airwalking, and his mom kept slapping him out of the air as a baby, and eventually caused him to completely repress his quirk, just like Shigaraki did. It's not just a coincidence that both of them were getting slapped around, and that's like one of the things that like shut it down.
I wanted to talk about Shigaraki real quick. Now, I don't think
even twice had the same problem, because he put that in himself. Don't thinking that he was a real one, he didn't want to clone himself. The moment that he knew that he was a real one, the mental block went away. He could use his shirt as full potential, man.
But Shigaraki's quirk didn't awaken in the sense of the spreading part. The spreading part was always there. But the one time that I would say like that I really do think his quirk, like not even an awakening, but like evolved / adapted, was when he touched Ledestro with those two fingers. Now, like, I don't think his quirk evolved, but like his body adapted to his new state of being. Like, okay, well, you lost 3 fingers.
He just learned to use his quirk in a new way. Mid-battle, that's what he did. He always attached the concept. You have to understand, Shigaraki had metal blocks. He put metal blocks on himself because he didn't want to remember this tragic.
Wait, no, I know that, but I don't think that was in regards to the 5 fingers specifically.
Yeah. The 5 fingers was just a mental block.
I thought the spreading part was the.
No. Everything was metal blocked, because it is normal. If you killed your parents just by touching them, you want to prevent you to do that. And the best way was, if I touch 5 fingers on your face, I will kill you. I just have to lift one. You know what I mean? It is like having a safety on your gun. That is just a mental block that he had. That's what the thing is. That's why it is so crazy. And it's the same thing with Bakugo. He always used his palms for explosion. Why not he use his fingertips too? That's just people thinking in other way to use their quirks, mid-combat, mid-stuff, to experience that. It is what we do in life. About our own talents. That's why the quirk power system is one of the most natural power systems that I've seen. It is so natural, so adapted to the human body. It's that's so well written. Damn, man. That's so
okay, because people are talking about Sue's frog thing. Yeah, to a certain degree, like the way that Horikoshi has kind of balanced the mutants and like is that he's kind of made them be like, all right, if your quirk is this, you can embody all of what that means.
Mm-hmm.
And so some frogs are venomous, some frogs are poisonous, some frogs, they have camouflage, some frogs do. And so because of that, it's like use that creativity and push to the limits, like what the concept of a frog is within this human character. And when you look at Sue's parentage, it makes even more sense because I think her dad is technically a toad.
Yes.
So it's like a fusion of a toad and a frog. So then it's like that whole spectrum of genetics is now open to Sue. As far as a quirk goes, just like how you had with the Endeavor and Ray, where it's like, all right, cool. On one side, you got people having, in one block, you got like the ice quirk, and another block, you got like ice, like the ice resistance versus the fire resistance, plus having like an ice or a fire quirk, and then the vice versa over here, then just plain old fire quirk. So you have all these different ways and ranges that the quirk can manifest just off so it's no different when it's an animal based quirk.
Just ask a question.
Because the frogs are gay, microburst.
Yeah. About the.
Fact. So the Koichi became a god. That was crazy.
But I just want to. I didn't read them, man. Please don't spoil me. You're just making more clear. Literally.
But you're not caught on vigilantes?
No. I read.
That's
I'm not caught up.
Okay.
that's all I'm gonna say. I was gonna be like,
I don't know.
Facts.
When people start to talk about him like he's became a god, I don't. It just make me more curious, man. His quirk was already good. It was like an A-tier quirk. What I'm hearing about you guys, his quirk is an S1
Good joke.
of Koichi.
So Koichi's has got a good quirk. His quirk, he's another example of like his quirk. The fact that he even thought it could register at 3 points also let you know right there that his quirk was constantly monitoring the entire state of his body.
Yes.
So even that from the beginning was kind of set up for the stuff that we get now. But that's a whole other thing.
Read Vigilante, people. Read
But-
Vigilante.
Wait. I want
I'm good off that.
to.
Thank you.
Wait, I want to address something in the chat. This might change the subject.
Yeah,
It's
what
from
BG?
Lamar.
Nothing.
He's slandering vigilantes, but it was like Deku wants to quote unquote save Shigaraki, but what about All For One? Do y'all think Deku is willing to kill All For One? I got my own little crackpot theory that Deku might end up like if he comes into contact with All For One, I feel like Deku might snap because he's directing all his energy towards All For One and not Shigaraki.
Somebody pointed something out about that actually. You remember that color page where it had Deku holding
Yes.
Over One's picture and Shigaraki holding All Might's?
I think Deku might
Shigaraki.
end up killing.
I was gonna say Shigaraki's wearing the outfit he was wearing in that
Yes.
color page.
Not really the outfit, but he has the same scarf.
The cape is the same.
Yeah, the
cape
cape.
The pants too. The pants too.
He does. Yeah, I saw it too. He's wearing suit pants. They're just tattered already.
Yeah, they're tattered in the color page. They're not tattered in this, but they very well could be after this.
Let's kill All Might and
I'd say
Let's
the pants do get tattered after this.
It's gonna get tattered east.
Exactly. So at that point, yeah, it means something.
Yo.
Siggy pants gonna get tattered east.
Yeah, good. Good. Man, so we ain't talk about it yet. Oh man, listen. What do we tell y'all niggas? But y'all don't listen. We tell y'all niggas time and time again. Let it cook, let it ride, and you just don't listen. So go ahead and hold this L because Brown Squad is back, nigga. You know who Brown Squad is. Those be them PLF advisors that y'all threw to the wayside because y'all thought Horrible threw them to the wayside. I told y'all, these niggas are out in the free world making moves. And I told you, and this is what I told y'all. Me and Taurus told y'all just last week. Why did Horikoshi choose Skeptic over everybody else? Why did he choose over Redestro and Geeton and Hanabata? Because
what would your 10 have been doing right now? Fighting or doing something else?
Going to do something else, not following the lead, going on doing his own thing. What would the fucking Hanabata been doing? Nothing really, maybe getting some hearts and minds people, but not really doing that much. And Redestro would just alter the end of the war very literally because it would just have to go the same way. But
if Redestro was there,
if he had his legs, then it'd be a different story.
Even without his legs, if he was on top of Makia, all he would have had to do was get into a stable position, throw a little quick burden. Woo! That fight would have went differently.
Everybody would have been smoked if that was the case. They ain't taking on Redestro now.
That's why he had to pick Skeptic. He was like, he's not really strong. He's not gonna make that big of a difference on Makia back besides the Dobby shit. He could have did that regardless.
Exactly. And now, lo and behold, once again, this is what Horikoshi get for being ahead of the game on y'all niggas. Now, Skeptic is the one who's helping contact all the former the PLF members and fucking make them niggas rise back up. See, look, y'all talk about he wasted all this. He gasses up just to do nothing. I hope they come back. Lo and behold, they here. And now Our coach took it a step further. He gassed up the entire LOV. He's like, yeah, listen, we need to get them. And we need to
bro, he had this, bro. I'm telling you, I feel like he did this really because of NBA and the anime, not even because of the spinner stuff. But you know, he likes to line up sometimes,
Yeah.
and like he really picked up right where NBA left off and right where the war was about to begin before the heroes came. Like the plan really just went on. Like the show must go on. We still gonna do what we were supposed to do anyway.
Exactly.
Let's
They got derailed a little bit, but that's okay. You get derailed. They didn't get stopped. Shigaraki didn't go to jail.
Once Tomura Shigaraki has destroyed all. Y'all hear that? Tomura Shigaraki, not All for One. It's still this guy.
The successor. But y'all don't peep that, huh? Okay.
All for One kept his word. Shigaraki said, I won't be your pawn. And then the Vestige was like, pawn? No, you're not. I just need your body to break myself out. I have to do what I must. That's what he said, word for word. Shigaraki said, I thought my body was supposed to rest. He said, yes, after I do what I must. Then when he came back, same flashback panel we got this chapter, he said to Spinner, I have the utmost respect for Tomura's will. And, you know, us, we always like to look at double meanings, but, you know, he was being dead ass. He really gave him his body back and let him continue on what he was doing.
See, the thing is, y'all don't take stuff at face value when you're supposed to, and then you take deeper meanings than other stuff. That's the real issue here. But it don't matter. Tomorrow's awake. And guess what? All that time in the war wasted over that dumbass conversation of fucking All for One being the next villain. All that Vestige talk for what? There's nothing added to it, bro, at all. It's fucking good. I'm so sick of that shit. Thank God it's over. Ooh.
It's the Aerie thing all over again. Everybody was talking about the Aerie stuff, and then it didn't matter in the end. She didn't heal nobody, ain't fix nobody. Aizawa still ain't got no leg. Deku arm still messed up.
Bakugo still injured. Like, come on now. I see y'all doing all that talk about that big.
Yeah, we be talking about the wrong things.
Exactly. Well, then what you should talk about. See, y'all was on the same page as me and Tarnish. Y'all would already know this was about to pop off. Y'all over here worried about All for One and Aerie. Come on now, man. All this good juicy stuff. So let's talk about, man. Lo and behold, we just expanded to the international. And I already told y'all, as soon as the international heroes got invited, I already knew the villains was on the same boat.
I got friends all over the world.
That's the other thing. Okay.
Heaps of friends.
My thing about this also is that now they have to they basically owe the US one. It's more than likely, it's kind of like how this goes. So My Hero has every excuse now to become a global series. And it would just be a matter of having saved it for this phase because I don't know, maybe 15-year-old Deku didn't have an actual good reason to be going to other countries.
But this is about to be 17-year-old Deku at this point.
Yeah, like as an upstart first year with less than 2 years of quirk training, I think it's fair that he wasn't, getting to travel around the world like that.
Mm-hmm. So beautiful.
They definitely owe the US one if Star and Stripe gets her quirk taken. 100% they owe her one.
I mean, listen, they're gonna try to slide out. I'm be like, I mean, technically, she ran over here herself. We weren't really ready or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
They already set that up too, because Hawks was like, is she gonna be okay? Because she came here by herself. But not even by herself, but like the way she came, she just rushed over here without the green light. Yeah, anything that happens to her is on her. Anything.
Yeah. Alves, gas mask guy got away. He one of the niggas that got away. Yeah, I don't realize majority of Dobby's squad got away.
132 members escaped, and Ed Shot hasn't found any of them.
Not a single one. And they've been posting posters everywhere and propaganda.
They got graffiti on the wall. That shit is kind of raw. I ain't gonna lie. Paranormal Liberation. That's heat.
That's hard. He said we're gonna need, bro. They really building our army right now. Shigaraki, bro. What's finna come for Shigaraki? He finna be, man. Y'all ain't ready for all that. Shola, have you read MHA? But why will Off One just give his dream to Shigaraki? Have you read the series?
This is a
legit question.
Shigaraki has always been the successor.
Like this is literally a legit.
Yo, Ujiko said, I have been living for the boys' sake. Ujiko, all for his right-hand man, said he was living for Shigaraki.
Like I'm real confused. Like there was a Tartarus conversation or All Might in this nigga, why he got a successor. Everybody knows why he got a successor.
I just wanted to do what everybody else does.
He can't do that because he evil, huh? That's what I'm talking about. Bias. When you got bias against somebody, y'all don't want to look at that.
It's even better that Shigaraki's plan is still going for him now because, okay, now, really, if anything happens to me, that's why he's trying to get his boys over here as soon as possible so they could get acquainted with Shigaraki.
So they can make those connections. Like, oh, he's the next one, huh? I love to see All For One talk to his actual friends and his homies. Shola, have you been reading My Hero, bro? We know who killed Midnight. The gas mask nigga literally said, yo, she mine. Like, powered up his arms and said, yeah, she mine.
Did we see him back? Because I don't remember seeing him back.
Wait, he said we have 13, 14 advisors left. They said 132 have escaped. They gave us a number, my man.
You remember there are a bunch in the back, too. There are a bunch
and
of in the background.
They confirmed that nobody got captured either. That Edshot literally didn't find anybody.
He caught none of those. Yeah, he caught none of those niggas. They got. Oh man, see, listen. This is the thing. This is why we didn't see the heroes this entire time. Nigga. This is why we didn't see the villains. I mean, because the heroes was making a plans.
Nah, this is why we've only been seeing the heroes.
Yeah, this like
they got everything wrong again. Everything,
bro.
Like,
nah, Coyote. This is so funny because they really did get everything wrong. They talk about Shiggy's army gonna be elite. Coyote said Shiggy's army is gonna be elite. We still got PLF soldiers, Tarks, Escape Beast, Moonfish. Of course, he put that nigga No Moose and the rest of the league. Nigga, that's just
Moonfish got to link up with the league.
Yeah. Nah. Hey,
No.
Coyote. That's Coyote. That's just fucking Japan, nigga. He just said I got niggas around the world.
Yep.
So it don't end there. It just don't end there. That's just what the just.
I'll tell you something. ULA is canon right now.
Who?
ULA, like the My Hero Academia little movie.
Yeah, so let's set my battle, G. You gotta reread.
Yeah, you need to go reread the war. Like I said, just do your homework.
Nah, you need to reread the series.
Yeah, we're talking.
Take your time, man. Literally, the thing about
if you have the time for that, respectfully.
Nah, do your homework. Tired of that. The nonsense. Y'all been letting y'all excuses ride for years now. It's always an excuse. Be an adult, damn it. Take responsibility. Have some honor. Shit.
Yo, Cena chill. Talking about some Midnight died on her knees.
Yo, you need to watch your mouth, Sheena.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
What?
Midnight died on her knees.
Oh, Coyote, I don't know about that. He said Moonfish clapping Tokoyami in daylight. Tokoyami could fly now.
Nah, that's cold day in hell. He clapping him in daylight.
Yep.
Nah, Moonfish is pretty OD though.
Moonfish is strong, but he's bitch made now in comparison to a lot of characters. That's like saying that's like thinking that Stain is full like most of the top tier heroes. No. Stain is dope, but he ain't that dope.
Oh, he said from the 132 members that 13, 14 are advisors specifically. All right, bro. Maybe
women.
Nigga said be an adult, read the manga. Yeah, don't watch the anime.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna hold you.
The adult.
Watch the anime after you read the manga.
I've already read the manga. I can watch the anime the fuck I want.
See, BG's graduates top of his class.
If you want to go a level higher, read Vigilantes. And the whole highest level is to read light novels.
That's graduate school. I don't need to go to graduate school. So
yeah,
no thank you.
You'll need the basics. Basics. Nah, man. Damn, honestly, I don't even need no predictions for her shit.
Only thing I need to
we're gonna just see it. We're gonna see it next week. Friday and Saturday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. We all gonna see what this shit is. This week can't come by fast enough.
Only thing I need to see is how good he's going to draw Shiggy next week because he was drawn immaculate this week.
Man,
Bro, you saw that double spread? Some
The
of his
hand?
best work. Some of his
Yeah.
best work.
It was. That shit was great.
nigga said, I'm trying to figure out which page Hex is gonna color. I need that one done first.
Even that
Probably is going to be that one.
even that panel of when Skeptic was like, once Tomoe Shigaraki has destroyed all, like the cape and the head, like it's beautiful.
I just know that when it comes to Shigaraki and all them, I am very curious why he just got another cape. Does he just become fond of capes after he stole not Tarnish? What was his name again?
He always
Yeah,
wanted to
After
be
he
a
stole
hero.
Exless?
He stole my cape.
He
After he
always
stole
wanted to
Exless'
be a
cape,
hero.
yeah.
He always wanted to
Fucking
be a
Coyote's
hero.
favorite. Coyote. At least Exless does have a lasting legacy now. Yeah, he made Shigaraki like capes.
He always wanted to be a hero. You know what? Literally, but my question is, for you guys, who was Shigaraki's favorite hero when he was a child?
Eraserhead.
Yeah, my man. Remember that, bro. Damn.
Yeah, I got my own headcanon that because you know how All For One told Shigaraki about Overhaul. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is like." So I got a little headcanon that he told Shigaraki about Eraserhead. He was like, "This is the hero you should look out for, like the most. He can erase quirks." And then Shigaraki was like, "Erase quirks," and then he thought to himself, "Yo, I wish my quirk was erased." He was like, "He kind of cool."
Stole yours. Apparently, Tarnish. Apparently, Speed Blitz said Shigaraki stole your cape.
He did. I get you feel me? I let him steal it though. Make his design look more heat.
That Shigaraki is still his kid, but that man is he's still alive to tell the tale.
Imagine if he has like some dialogue about that for real. He's like, at first I didn't really like these, but once I took that dudes in the war, it was pretty warm. So I started fucking with it after that. His hair got longer too. Once again.
Yeah, because that nigga been sleeping for a damn month.
He killed
I don't know.
He said, "That's my cape now."
I know his eyes are open, and that's all I care about.
Lamar.
He's talking. He said, "Good question. What exactly am I?" He thinking of the answer.
Listen, when he body her, he gonna have the answer for her. He gonna be like, "Yeah."
The scans really made complicated the fuck out of this. Not the scans, the spoilers, because they said. What did he say? He said, "Who am I exactly?" I'm like, "Who?" I'm like, that's where the question of if it was Vestige for one or Shigaraki came from.
No.
See
what happened when y'all read them leaks?
I don't care.
It didn't matter because we already had the fucking Oda and Boku things. We already knew. They just arguing for the sake of arguing after that.
BG, you realize where you at, right? Tell me now, BG. Hold on. BG, tell me now, what are you doing at this exact moment?
And I'm in a Zoom call.
In a Zoom call, okay. And what channel?
On My Hero channel.
Okay. With who?
With y'all?
Exactly, which means you have a higher understanding of not fucking knee-jerking reacting and actually understanding that damn story and using your head rather than the rest of these niggas in this damn fandom. Remember how they was gassing that shit up last week? Oh, yo, we hype. Then what? Guess what? They changed back this week, huh? Oh, this All For One in control. The fuck? I swear to God, bro. Like, this don't make no sense.
Yeah, I have so much more respect for All For One now.
All For One is the GOAT, man. All For One is the GOAT. This man literally always find a way to make you enjoy the chapter. Always.
Bro, then you can't lie. That nigga is charismatic on the screen, no matter how much you
hate. Literally, he's charismatic and he has all the stuff of like a white beard, man. All the medical stuff. He's like chilling on his throne. All this medical stuff. And I still has the dream. That's hilarious, bro. Oh man. Oh. He was playing with some kids, playing like checkers with them, just to.
Nah, I'm still laughing. That Horikoshi really clowned y'all niggas like that. That was so bad. We should have got one more this. We got one more that. Okay. That nigga Deku.
These niggas were thinking that they will have a cultural festival #2. Niggas smoke, but I don't
At
know.
the best they can. At the best they, which wasn't even confirmed, but at the best they try to put on a concert and that shit, and then they get halfway through. That's the best they can hope for.
It's really crazy. It's really crazy that like anybody that gets close to Shigaraki just gonna die, get their quirk taken.
I stand by any attempt at a concert. It's fine because it would be against their characters to not do something to try to reach out. Class 1A doesn't just sit on their ass and do nothing. And they've already had to learn that, like, if people have issues with you, then you have to address those issues.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're not going to just be like, hey, guys, sit in this camp, be depressed all the time. They don't like being depressed all the time.
I actually kind of like the idea that they might make a concert. I just, like, if it happens, of course, I want it to go, like, incredibly wrong because they maybe misinterpreting the situation or the situation is less severe than it is. But I don't have anything against the idea. I just have anything against the idea that it would work out.
That's exactly.
Right character.
It's not going to work out, but it would be against character to not do something.
Yeah, do something, but like I said though, they never explicitly said like, yeah, we're gonna throw this concert just like in cultural festival. Like niggas kind of misconstrued that. Like if they throw a like they never explicitly said like, yeah, what's their hatred or their disdain for the heroes is just like they had it for us then.
Yeah, like there's no guarantee. Like hell, they could be in the middle of trying to do a practice test, and Shiggy could pull up. Like y'all don't even get to step 1, step 2, and here I do. Like there is no
like
I don't know what this routine. I'm here.
Like I need y'all to kind of conceptualize this in your head because I'm pretty sure I can tell some people are like confused about the timeline. Let's put it like this: Deku is now sleeping. They don't have enough time to do anything. Jiro just came with what a plan for whatever it may be. You do realize within the next 20 minutes, all hell is over. Star Stripes is out the game, whether she fucking crippled, she not walk away from this fight. Y'all, even if you want to play, she'll keep her quirk or whatever. She not wake
Nah,
up.
that quirk gone.
Fight. Yeah, but you know these niggas like to do that.
Nah,
so
you know why?
Let's encompass it. Let's encompass it.
Because all for one say he wanted, no Shiggy don't want it too.
Let's encompass it. So whether you got her alive or not, listen, she out the game. She getting fucking beat in that fight. Whether you want to say well, she gets saved or not, she getting beat, and they gonna be like, Shigaraki is awake. Ain't no time to just like we can't really just like throw a concert, bro. Like that nigga is awake. They're gonna be like, hey, all hands on deck. When do you start moving?
Listen, Deku's about to get informed that Shigaraki's so even if they are gonna do a concert and Deku's on board with it, as soon as he hear about that, he's gonna be like, nah, I can't do this.
and then they not gonna stay there either.
So
also real quick, Andrew Lalavar came through with the super chat. I think Japan Pro save Star next chapter. So
I don't think they're gonna make it.
Yeah, I think that they can stop her from dying. I don't think that like she's gonna be guaranteed to keep her quirk.
I'm confused on why y'all really believe like she's losing her quirk.
Why do y'all think the pros are gonna make a difference? Like Hawks has no wings. What is Genius gonna do above the ocean? He can't fly. And it's gonna be in Denver. If he makes it, it's 50 kilometers. Think about the distance.
He already got his ass whooped in the war with the quirk.
Badly.
So like
Shigaraki died, his prominence burned, Hell Spider combo with no quirk. He just whooshed through the air with one arm.
No, this is the thing. This is the thing right here. Y'all niggas some hypocrites. Because everybody was in agreement what happened when Shigaraki woke up. But now
exactly
Star Strike some big bad all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden, oh, she not getting folded.
Y'all don't even know Star and Stripe like that. Come on.
Oh, okay. You need to understand something about the way people look. Niggas pathetically horny out here. And because of that, they really don't want anything bad happening to Star and Stripe just because she's their new waifu. That's it.
Bro, if she was a
It's
I-
not
guy,
actually
niggas
like
would-
narrative.
I
It's
swear to God,
like
everybody would have said he gonna get folded if it was a nigga. I swear to
I
God.
don't. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why she's a waifu. She's not that cute.
it's the step on me muscle mommy niggas.
Because I'm like some angle. I'm kind of like with Croc. Some
Bro,
pictures she look kind of cute, but then there's the majority of them. No, it's not.
Hey man, listen, I thought she was like, oh, new batter, okay. Don't mean I'm finna switch up what I just said. I told you all these niggas is foreign cuisine. I'm standing 10 toes down by
I made it clear.
side.
I already made it clear. I was switching up. I folded so quickly. I take the Abbeys everywhere. I said the king is back. The real is back. My nigga's back.
Bro,
It's not even me. It's not even me.
Let's
Taking
go.
Yo, I was like, yo, the video, son, of
I don't know.
RDC doing that.
I know
When he
this
took, when he took the,
I
he
was-
took the do-rag off, he said, "This not even me. That's me with the Deku mask. It's
I
not
was
even me."
about to say you're moving like a damn J. Cole fan. What the hell?
Nah, because Tarnish, we already established Tarnish was going. Me and Tarnish already talked about how he gonna switch up when Shigaraki come back and later pause to that nigga Deku.
Look,
Then why
when they
you still
fight,
got a Deku Abby then, nigga?
I don't. Wait, where?
Zoom call don't
got
count.
it.
Zoom call don't count.
Yeah, this don't count. But like, look, Shigaraki gonna do Deku filthy in their rematch.
I can't wait for that shit. Then they gonna because people are gonna hold out that little bit of doom hope they got, which is doom despair, until Shigaraki. They're gonna be like, oh, but Deku.
No,
is
look,
the
you know what? East. You know what? East. I feel like this might finally answer our prayers because I feel like the reason why people are so on board with the saving stuff, especially this early, are because of like the all for one shit. But the all for one shit got cleared up. He gave him his body back. He's free.
That's why I said that whole.
Deku's rhetoric doesn't even work anymore because Shigaraki has his body.
Bro, that's why I've been saying all the niggas don't know what they talking about. And people talking about, oh, Deku with Shigaraki team will take off one. Nigga, he never needed anybody to help him in the first place. He bodied the Vestiges on his own.
Bro, Deku wants to save him from All For One. How he's free again. The heroes were wrong. All For One was not trying to take over his body. As far
I
as
can't
we're
wait till
concerned.
they pull up and like, All For One's controlling this, that, and that. He's like, who?
Star and Stripe is doing that. So are you the villain they call All For One? Good question.
That's why he answered the question the way he answered it. People, but once again, you know, horror can't be subtle or symbolic or whatever. You know, he can't play
the record. Okay, I gotta ask this. How would you feel about Spinner being the one to kill All For One?
Depends.
I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, depending on how it's done, but he would have to be extra in the fucking way, like doing some underhanded shit, trying to about to fuck over Shigaraki.
That's why I could
like
see Spinner being the one to kill him, especially because of this little bit here. Because remember when I talked about how All For One being like, and you as a heteromorph, blah, 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 like co-opting that like discrimination he's endured. But like, he also just watched this dude hijack his best friend's body. So for Spinner, it's like, you a snake ass nigga. And so All For One's like, you devoted yourself to protecting me. It's like, no, nigga, he's waiting for the perfect time to sink that blade in your heart.
No, I like it.
Sugar,
I think for me,
probably,
ever since we saw Spinner the last time, which was, I think I vaguely remember him saying something like, "Who are you?" or something like this, like to All For One, or what are you doing?
yeah.
And since then, I kind of wait for some conflict between these two. So I'd like it.
It's funny how they actually be talking to each other, which is very strange. Oh, but True Star, she gonna put up a fight. She's the strongest nigga ever. She's stronger than ever. She's stronger than everybody we've seen so far. So like, she's the obstacle.
Spinner.
No,
I feel like
she's
it's
stronger than
important.
every woman we've seen so far. What we know.
Nah, if he didn't talk about Endeavor in them, she's the strongest nigga out there. Well, we need to worry about. All For One and say nobody else but her. She's like, she don't play that shit, and we already know.
He said if we still her court, the rest will be just a formality.
Like she's the only real obstacle we actually like truly have, and that shit, he already seen what Shigaraki was capable of bodying Endeavor in the war, quirk and no quirk.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm not talking about Endeavor. I'm just saying that Endeavor is not the strongest dude we've seen so far, is he?
All For One gave
Well, he's the strongest
Endeavor his
in Japan.
props.
No, he's the
All For One
strongest
gave
in life
Endeavor
now,
his
but there are
props.
different characters in the show that were stronger than him.
Here's my
There
thing.
could be other heroes in other countries stronger than him, but I don't know. We're gonna see in the movie probably or in the manga.
Well,
So
here's my thing. Big Red Dot
Thank you.
probably isn't stronger than Endeavor, specifically because his quirk is a lot more limited. But he does also have that heteromorph buff because he's a Merlion. So he's got, but he can only shoot water out of his mouth. So he doesn't have as much flexibility as Endeavor as far as his emitter, output. I don't know why I'm like struggling with my words so much. But like Star and Stripe being stronger than Endeavor makes sense, and it would tie into why All Might kept being called the #1 hero in the world, but almost every panel where Endeavor's rank is shown, it specifically says #1 hero Japan Billboard chart.
And then we know Japan, and then honestly, you don't know what quirk could pop out of anywhere. In God's name, like Horikoshi just want like we didn't know about this bitch, but if Horikoshi just want to pull out somebody else with a grandiose quirk with like fucking black hole manipulation, he be a hero, then you can't really say
black
shit.
hole manipulation.
Yeah, like
The only foreign hero besides Star and Stripe that caught my eye is Salon. He said I will flatten that off for one. I want him to come prove it. I want him to come prove himself.
Hey man, listen, he could probably take on a weekend off for one. I ain't gonna hold him.
He said I will flatten that off for one. I want him to come prove it.
Oh, so off on your boy though, huh?
Nah, I'm just saying he talking like that, but he not over here.
Yeah.
My thing is, I think any #1 hero is gonna say some stuff like that. Because, like, to a certain degree, when you #1, like, I guess it comes down to how you're #1 too, right? Because, like, in Endeavor's case, it was like, I'm #1, but All Might was #1 for like 20 years, flexing on me the entire time, every step of the way. I'm sick. Whereas, like, let's say you bust up there, hit #1, and then you've been #1 for like 3-4 years, and you didn't have a country with a nigga like All Might in it, then you're gonna be like, shit, man, I might be the GOAT out here. You know what I mean? Like, oh, shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here, nigga on top. I got the belt.
Let me. I feel like I'll put it like this, because since a lot of people keep kind of forgetting that too. But one real quick, True Star, she gonna put up a fight. All right, she OD, she's strong. Just don't get it twisted. This is still an anime and manga, and a fantasy one at that. How many times have you seen an anime where niggas get hyped up, pull up, and they get beat? Okay, then don't try to hold on to different energy with this. But back to the point being what we're talking about. People forget remember the crime rate of Japan because of All Might, bro. Like other cities, how Japan look right now, other countries kind of look similar to this. Or it's just rampant chaos. Probably not as bad, but like it's rampant chaos. And I'm pretty sure niggas in other countries are proving themselves. This, that, and other. You seen how Off One single-handedly fooled everybody that was trying to work on this nigga? He called it hide and seek. Then he said, yeah, that little kitty shit won't work with fucking her. That just showed you how different she was. Yeah. Like they don't play that shit over there in the other states. Like
the home of the heroes.
Yeah,
I would like to know what you're talking about, because I had to go away for some important stuff.
Right now we just talk about like the different scales to other heroes in other countries, because we're talking about how Endeavor.
For sure. Yeah, no. That's the thing about it's really weird for me, because I don't know how Horikoshi built his world. Because we always saw Japan and the view of USA. We don't know how other country functions, because if we see our today situation in the world, the vision that we get from Belgium, that I have from Belgium, some countries, if they have quirks, it is the chaos there. You know what I mean? So some countries in South America with the cartels and everything, or for one who normally benefits from it as a good villain that he is, but the heroes there, the hero Salam, it's weird that he has an Arabic name and he has like an Egyptian team thing. That's really weird for me, but still, Yeah, it is really I don't know how strong they can be.
I mean, honestly, I have no reason to believe that. I'll just put it like this: before NBA, did I have a reason to believe Endeavor was like the strongest nigga around? Anybody can pop up anytime. Now Redestro exists, so how does that fight go? That's
But
just
Destro is not stronger than Endeavor. I'm sorry.
Oh
Sorry.
wait, right now or in his prime?
Well, with this way,
no. She talk about it in general. You know how she is. She talk about it in general.
In general. But I mean,
Nah,
I'm
I
not saying
don't
Endeavor
know
is the
that.
strongest, but
First of all,
Redestro is.
We ain't
I
even
don't know.
seen
I've never seen
Redestro as
Redestro
peak.
as that. I've never. That's maybe me just lowballing, and Redestro has never been among mine.
No, Endeavor has the quality to be in my eyes, in every top 10 in every country. He has the quality to be one. Europe.
So my
He
thing
is
is that I personally believe that the top 5 heroes in a lot of other countries scale better than the top 5 of Japan currently.
Exactly.
Facts.
I agree. 'cause
Honestly,
we got the
honestly,
Yeah,
places.
overall I
that's the
agree
thing.
because there's this thing about every other.
Wait,
Uh,
actually,
no,
I don't
no,
that
know.
Hawk said
Wait,
that
wait,
every
wait, wait,
character.
wait, wait, wait. Our
Delete.
top 5 lineup is pretty cool.
No,
So I
Pretty
don't think
cool
Japan
lineup.
Well, I think
necessarily.
the lineup is pretty cool, but I actually agree
Wait,
that they have
we
more.
got
Let
we
me
got
add
Endeavor.
something
We got
to
Endeavor, Hawks.
No, no, no.
Wings,
Let me add something
Bench
right.
Venus, Headshot, Miracle. That's a
Ernest,
good lineup.
Ernest, let
Look.
me
It's
add.
not
Let me add
about.
something.
It's not even about their quirks necessarily.
Right.
It's about the fact that
We're all
like
settling, right?
most people were like settling. Even the people who were like trying weren't like I'm gonna be the next All Might levels of trying.
Yes.
And a lot of them weren't in the same situation of this. Like I'm out in these trenches daily because
No, I
it's
agree.
like that out here.
No, no, yeah, that's the thing
We
about
talking
it.
triple the crime rate. Like
Yes.
Like the
heroes in
only
other
one-
countries just got to deal with more shit, so they
And
got to be.
you
Right.
don't. And then again, they're playing at a harder ballpark. Remember, just this
Right.
chapter just exposed that shit completely on his head. He
Yeah.
off one literally just said in Japan he might have taken out the organized crime. He didn't do that shit over here. So them all the petty tricks, like they playing at a different mind game. It's not even
No,
let
no,
alone
no.
fucking like ballpark.
You
for
can
power.
even say that the top 5 in Japan may be one of the weakest when we think about it.
Exactly. It's like, all right, bro. Guess what? Y'all say Endeavor, like you claim Endeavor like the strongest, right? Okay.
No.
And if of course you pull somebody out with a water quirk on his level, or if he pulls somebody out with like
Lamar is the
Inasa,
goat.
Inasa,
Lamar is the goat.
y'all can't tell him he can't pull out somebody with a weather quirk like nine. You can't say no Horikoshi can't. It's his story. If he want to bring out some nigga from like fucking like Bel or Germany or somewhere, wherever you want to pull out, like, oh, this nigga can control this quirk and it's a bad matchup from Endeavor. And then this nigga is at peak strength. Like, come on now. Like, if you want to pull some niggas like from the thing, like, I'm pretty sure those niggas over there are way stronger than over here. Japan is the kitty land. Remember, they keep stating that how everybody quit. It's the kitty land. This is just the stepping stone.
Walks.
It's like, yeah, that's my point. What Japan is going through right now is the kind of stuff that people in some of these other countries actually just deal with, like, and have been dealing with for a long time.
In some countries of the in the world, it is the normal state of the world, literally.
Like, for example,
I think we can say with certain that nobody has somebody like All Might, or else this other All Might would probably clean up the same way this All Might did.
Yeah.
But other below All Might.
You have to,
for example, Gang Orca, great hero, solid, but like when you think about it, he was number 10, and it's not like Gang Orca is like this super crazy hype beast based on what we've seen.
Yes.
Yoroi Musha, like,
there's a quick drop in firepower even between the top 10 characters in Japan. A quick drop.
I feel like the difference between Miracle and Crust really isn't that like.
I feel like Crust got done dirty and he didn't get to properly expose what he can really do.
What? Ooh.
His normal matchup was terrible.
Yuri Musha, literally, I'll tell you why. He was just like the representation of the. You don't have to forget that popularity has also a really important thing when it's about your placement in the top 10 of the Euros. So Musha is a representation of Japan, literally.
And you know what? That's another thing too. Like it goes across the world. It's like people in other countries don't idolize celebrities the way we do in America, and then that transfers over into Japan though, because it's like, oh, they having like beauty pageants basically, essentially for all these heroes, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, no.
I don't believe in America and some other lesser countries, definitely more like third world countries. I don't believe they having fucking beauty pageants for heroes and like perfume products for they heroes and shit like that. I'm pretty sure these niggas are trying to keep their heads on the swivel and crime under control.
Man, 30% crime rate. That's the minimum in every country in the world.
20, but still, like 20 is the good ones.
The good ones, man. That's just imagine that, bro.
Because it's quirk society is different.
There's a thing about it,
and that's the other thing, right? Is that if we know that the triads, that the mafia, the mob, all these places, all these things would technically still be active in this world. Because let's be real,
the Bloods and the Crips.
It was literally confirmed.
The Yakuza was confirmed to they have been like castrated basically in this day and age.
Yeah.
But it's about all these other places still have their things of old. So if you still have all these old crime families and all these heavy hitters, then people are just naturally going to be working harder. So like, and like anybody pulling up here is probably going to be pretty good. And I do think Yoel Musha was coasting off popularity to stay in the top 10.
Yeah, honestly, bro. Listen, off once I got niggas around the world. If off one fuck with you, I'm pretty sure you're not a scrub. Okay, pretty sure you at the upper echelon level. Honestly, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull this out right here. Remember how they used the kids in the war? If that nigga Shocker, if Commodore wasn't there to take out Shocker, everybody would have been laid out.
Yep.
He wasn't capping about my Thundernet charge reigns supreme. When people get folded in my hero, you have to look at context rather than them just being weak. Matchups matter and context matters. You can't just take, this nigga lost at face value. It don't work like that in this series. Matchups really have a big play in part of stuff like that.
Kaminari hard countered his.
He hard countered because everybody there would have been literally KO'd. Baby, except Edshot, he stayed back.
Cementos went out of his way to thank him.
Yes, like come on now, like they would literally have been like knocked all the fuck out. And he's not even one of the strongest niggas out there like that.
Also, I don't know if people realize this, but I'm pretty sure he stopped more than one shot.
Yeah, he did. And then he was about,
he absorbed all that's the thing about it. He was like absorbing all these attacks. Literally.
Yeah, and then that nigga was like, "Oh, okay, let's see how many you can really take." And then he didn't.
He brought out more stun guns.
Yeah, then he didn't even use his full power because then Headshot and then pull back up, and then like they used all their techniques and
he was ready. He was the one liberation guy we've seen so far. I feel like he was the introduction to how the rest of them gonna move.
Yeah.
How he was like, "Oh, I'm ready for the smoke. I've been waiting."
They're technical. There's a whole technical aspect to them too. Like these niggas know what they can do. And we'll do what they can do. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
They want to use their quirks.
Cameron Bailey. This isn't you. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if somebody snatched your body like they snatched Shigaraki a minute ago, but I need you to get your head on right, man. What you mean you don't understand how hard to often has connection overseas? The nigga been alive for 107 years. Why wouldn't he have connections overseas?
I just want to say, heroes in the third world countries are built different in My Hero Academia.
They don't. It's gonna be one of those things where people don't actually get it until they get it, which is the hard way. Because
All Might has only been number one for 40 years, and All For One has been alive way longer than that. So imagine all those years All Might wasn't around. He was going to other countries, doing other things.
You would like, bro. Why would you
targeting other quirks, like
and then making like connections and stuff like that? That's what you do. You make connections.
Yeah.
Like if you're expanding your empire, he was ruling Japan. You go make connections to other places. Like, okay, I basically counter here. Let's go see what's over here. Oh, damn, you guys got this, the triad. Oh, what's up, brother? You know, don't name on. Like, come on now, like you make connections.
Also, as Japanese went to China, make triad his bitch. That's what I see him do this.
I just don't get like honestly, y'all kind of hard scaling. Like I understand respecting the endeavor, but let's not try to call him like the strongest. He definitely the strongest nigga in the world.
This was nothing about Endeavor. It was just, I think The whole thing starts because you said he was like the strongest of all the characters we've seen so far. It's like,
Who,
no,
Stars and
because
Stripes?
we've also seen characters like AFO, for example, who probably stronger.
No, those AFO.
Chimera could
AFO
actually give Endeavor a run for his money.
Yeah, no, hold on. AFO, Shigaraki, All Might, and Makia, those are enigmas. They're not your regular people. They all have special abilities. You can't just hold them up like, oh, it's not plenty of offer. It's not plenty. It's only like one All Might walking around. Only offer one offer one walking around. We don't use them to measure up everybody else.
It's only one Izuku Midoriya walking around.
We don't
Makia
we
is
don't
likely permanently drugged right now. Quezzy.
Yeah, probably. But like we don't use those people as like, your regular scale. They're outliers, okay? They're special. We don't use them. Like, but all for one wasn't like, all right, we need to take out Endeavor. No, he's talking about, listen, this girl right here, she's a true problem right here. And he didn't just specify her alone. He was like, her and her court too. And then she's the number one in America. Like I understand, respecting Endeavor. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if we rank all heroes in the world, he's somewhere in the top 10, top 15. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, he
definitely. I think definitely top 10 in the world. Just off his worth ethic. Like,
Endeavor is a top 10 worth hero, even worldwide, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, he definitely at top of the food
because
chain.
he works on his body. He works on his body physically. He works on his body. This man do everything to be at the top of his shape, quirk-wise, body-wise, mental-wise. You know what I mean? This guy is literally top 10 worldwide worth.
He was the only one trying to surpass All Might. He was the only one in Japan.
That's the thing about it. He's one of the heroes with the most case closed.
In Japan.
In Japan, in Japan he's the one with the most case closed, but still he's one of you know what I mean? There's another type of mentality. That man, I love this guy, but still
later,
but genius, that man just do things for the drip. And he has
for the drip. Yes.
And he's dripping. You don't have to say nothing else. That man knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. But still, he has all one of the most works.
The joke is finally getting old. It's finally getting old.
But the thing about it, but still, he has one of the technically his quirk is he's really a really powerful quirk. Really S tier even, because everybody in this world has clothes. That man trained so hard. That's work ethics, but it's not. Maybe he has a common work ethics as Venus
is a real hero.
That, but he doesn't have the body, man. Endeavor, look at what he looks, man. That man eats, sleeps, wakes up, goes in the gym, training physically, technique.
He has a home gym. Live and breathe.
No. There's many. Look at Star Stripes, and at him. And at Endeavor, they look alike. You know what I mean? The builds of everything, man. They look like heroes. With every letter in a big cap, man.
I mean, Endeavor looks a bit like a villain or whatever. Let's be honest. If I had the money, I'd have a home gym too. I wouldn't use it, but I'd have it if I had the money.
Wow. All right, I respect that. That was like super honest. It was like, I want this thing that I should use, but I wouldn't use it.
Guys, we need to buy that body pill of her for sure.
Before he died, we got to.
Good. Okay. Yeah. So All for One is also blatantly underground this chapter. Did we talk about that at all?
Yeah, I think he's on an island. I think he's on an island. He said
maybe on Okinawa.
Because you can tell by the roof that it looks. This is basically a mine. Like you can tell from the way that the lights are strung along the rocks and stuff. Like this is just, they're straight up in a cave underground. Which also makes the fact that he has a throne even more of a needless ego flex or ego trip, because he went out of his way to get a throne to put in a
with
cave.
life support on hand.
Like,
and these normal designs are sick.
Shout out to Coyote.
Yeah, which means they gonna die because Coyote finna get attached to him.
Not right now. Please keep Bat No More alive. That Shigaraki's ride out of there. He
Yeah,
gonna
to a
have to.
certain
He gonna
degree,
have.
that almost guarantees that Batman won't die.
Look, he gonna have to really flex if Bat No More die, because then he's just gonna have to straight up fly out of there.
Look,
I bet he
all
has
I
a flight
know,
quirk.
look, all I know is that Spinner is about to become Zion sized with how big his big power up is going to be for
Yes,
to be
Squid.
Shiggy's bodyguard.
If AFO is under, what's up, Squid? Under
Hey,
UA
man.
and just blows a hole through the floor, that's just
Like, what do you
levels
think is
down
going to
bad.
be? Like, what do you think is going to be like Spinner's big power up? Because I think AFO is really trusting him with like the idea of being his closest compatriot, kind of like how Makio was his greatest servant.
Nah,
I
nah.
like that parallel.
I need to come from Shigaraki. That's Shigaraki boy.
Oh no, I definitely think Shigaraki will do it. But what do you think AFO's plan for like Shiggy Spinner's big mutation is gonna be?
So if Spinner were to have like a big mutation, I think it would just be letting him access the more predatory aspects of like reptilian DNA. At least that's what I would want. I would want him to like figure out ways to be more lizardy, not necessarily have a power that's like completely removed from it.
Part of me thinks that like the design for like Chimera maybe might have been a prototype to like the powers Endgame Spinner might have. Because as of now, without it, he's not like when you think okay,
He
look
doesn't
at
even have the
Toby.
cool lizard powers.
Yeah, like he's got like the most mid-tier stuff. Like all he can do is climb on walls.
Hey, Spider-Man Raw, shut your mouth.
Spider-Man has more than just climbing on walls, okay? If Spider-Man could just climb on walls, he would just be called Wall Crawling Man, not Spider-Man.
Facts.
Hey, look at me! I'm gonna stop a robbery of climbing these walls. Bang, bang, bang.
How about I
Well-
climb on the wall? I climb on the wall and I piss on you from the roof. Then what you gonna do?
Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
climb up-
Setsuna kind
then I'll
of
climb up-
has the cool lizard powers,
I'll
right?
climb across the wall, and then I'll knock you out. It's that simple. You're playing video games out
Too
here.
late. I'm gonna be running from roof to roof. I'm gonna be climbing on the wall. You
Nah,
trying to keep
you-
up.
You're too slow to climb a wall that quickly, man.
Come and climb. Like I pistol you,
Yeah.
Squid. You nothing you can do about it. You're gonna be out on a date with
I
your girl. I'm gonna
keep
pistol you from the
playing.
sky again. I'm just playing.
I keep playing. I'll catch you slacking.
Square, talk about how the king is back.
Yeah, you know the king is back, man. We've been waiting a long time, okay? Like, whew.
How badly Starstruck getting bodied next chapter?
Mm.
Scale 1 to 10, that ass whooping. After she gets her little flex, because that's gonna happen. We have to find out her quirk in some way, so she's gonna get a little flex. And then Shiggy gonna be like, "Go on, show me how to use it." Like,
Give a number.
All I know is that, you know what? I know Shiggy must have been to New York because he's about to put on some nice steel-tipped Tims to stomp Star and Stripe out. That's all I know.
That shit gonna be funny, boy. Oh my god.
Look, I know he's about to rock some LRGs, like some polo, and some nice Tims. Just to, hey, listen, he's gonna be on some major, like Black Air Force One energy, man.
So what do we think about the idea that she just stomps him? The manga's over in 2 chapters. That's it.
Who?
Nothing.
You're talking crazy about the king. That's crazy.
I don't know what she talking about. She talking about my gold bag.
Do you think it would be the funniest thing if the manga if Horikoshi was just like, well, I don't want to write this manga anymore, just end it.
Don't give them no ideas, please.
Don't give them no idea.
Don't give them no fuel, no matter how imaginary or ludicrous it is. Please don't.
Look, all I
Need
know,
more help.
look, all I know is that this is the year the villains get a ring, okay?
Hey, I already told y'all what happened. We ain't stopping once that nigga wake up. They don't have no reason to stop. All they gotta do is move. Everything is in motion. He's up. He's awake. They actually already just said, yo, that he hyped up in 2 chapters, he already took care of in 2 chapters. Nigga said, yo, she on the way. Oh shit, she big and bad. Yeah, she's here. She's the only obstacle we got to worry about. Next thing you know, in the same chapter, Shigaraki already there in her face, woken up. Like,
Yeah, I loved how crazy the pacing was for this.
that nigga
Like
that.
I think this was just dope the way he used the pacing for this like narrative beat, because it was like, he has 2 months. No, he has 38 days. Nah, we had 3 days. And I was like, nah, he was already there. Like,
Them niggas was all. I can't stop laughing how everybody was wrong.
yeah, but I think that's just to highlight the fact that he's greater than what you imagined. Like, you thought he was ready by 6. Nah, he was there at 4.
That nigga said,
He's
man.
been there the whole time.
But now my question is like his last.
Yeah, I actually gotta head out, y'all.
Yeah, well, let's just wrap this up. Let's just wrap this up now because we have ran too long.
Quick final thoughts. My favorite part of the chapter was the part where Skeptic started chatting on the computer. We got all those panels of the league again. We see Toga, Davi, Spinner, Shiggy, everybody. It just brought the vibes of the series back for me, back to NBA. And the plan is still in motion. The revolution is happening one way or another.
One way or another.
And Shigaraki will be the one to destroy it all, and his companions will build upon that. It will sow the seed of the future.
Very Old Testament like.
Guys, I have to go.
All right, Mponza, all right, appreciate it, Tarnish. Mponza, your final words?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
It's
she
been
was
a
going
long
around the
time.
horn for that. I'm glad y'all know. All right. Ponzu?
So I have to quit, guys. So great chapter. I really I thought that we will see Shigaraki in this chapter, but when I saw the first like alluding to him, I convinced myself that I wouldn't see him. You know what I mean? And then we get that last panel, these panels of him. First, the zoom of his hand with the cape, the droop on the bat normal. Man, what can you get? What can you ask for more? We just saw the second protagonist of our story back. He came like Jesus back with the holes in his hands. The prophecies is, yeah. Quand on dit la prophétie continue. No, I'm a happy man. This is 10 on 10 for me. We get everything. We get the scheming of All for One. We get the good answer of Mademoiselle Star and Stripes. We had a discussion. We had our loves about this chapter. We had our discussion also with Melo and everything. Really and I thank you for sharing my thoughts and just talking. Feels good. I hope to see you again next week, and bye, people. Mwah! Love you.
Love you too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Squid.
All right. So so I've been kind of waiting for the king to come back for a pretty long time. Like, I was starting to get a little bit not doubtful, but like, I was just becoming more and more like easily excited by like that prospect, right? And then seeing just his body back was great. But now knowing that he doesn't have the mask on, he's back to his regular speech pattern. Like, this is the king of MVA. This is the king of overhaul. This is the Tomura Shigaraki that I needed to see. And now it's like, the king is back, baby. The king is back. And I do have some questions. For example, his last piece of dialogue, it says, good question. What exactly am I? normally I don't expect Shigaraki to be that coy, and I expect him to be snarky, but he's kind of questioning his identity. So I'm wondering how exactly did he release control of the um how exactly was he released to the control of All for One? Like I think what would help is a flashback and just some explanations for just how we got here and how we got our king back. Because um I wonder if Spinner has met Shigaraki yet post like AFO takeover, so he could relay the news about twice. Like I really think like that should probably be a moment we're gonna be getting soon, either in a flashback or in media res. But yeah, besides a couple questions I have, yeah, this is easily like the first like 10 out of 10 chapter in a long time for me. This just brought me constant excitement. I'm really excited to see international villains. The ones I'm most hyped for is probably like I think I'm probably most hyped for the Americans and Russians because those are kind of like the superpowers, kind of in our world. So it's like how are their syndicates gonna work? We have I wonder if maybe the Italian mafia might get involved because AFO has all manner of international connections. Like I'm really excited, like the level of firepower AFO is bringing. If he defeats, not if, when he defeats Star and Stripe with the king himself, Tomer Sugaraki.
All right. Let's see. I believe
also gorgeous art. This is some of the best Shiggy paneling in a while. Like wow. Like the one with his like the hatching for the inside of his cape. It's beautiful, and the reflections in the light, and how he uses like the shading of the hand with his fabric with the dotted patterns. It's incredible. It's beautiful, and then you have the sky, and then you can see how kind of there's like this squared pattern to the sky, and then you see the stealth jets coming in. Like, oh my gosh, this is a monster setup.
All right.
Look at that, yeah, 10 out of 10.
Good. Say yes.
It's okay. I think for me, I like the chapter. Currently, I'm mostly thinking about like two different things. One is the whole international heroes and villains thing. And for me, I'm not even all that interested necessarily in specific countries, and more so in the whole overall international politics, because I just can't see the emergence of quirks not affecting international politics beyond just the politics, but also like borders and power structures. Like for me, there's no reason to assume that in a quirk world where 80% of the population have quirks that can be as strong as nuclear powers, from what we know, from as nuclear explosions, from what we know, for the same superpowers to still be, for example, Russia. Because let's take, for example, a country like China or India with a billion population plus. That would have been a major factor if 80% of the population have powers, and some of them are super, super powerful. I mean, somebody like China would have so many just ultra powerful people just by virtue of them having so many people. So I'm just curious to see how maybe world politics were affected, and if we ever get into this. And also if maybe, I don't know, in this world, some of the borders might have changed. But that's a bit of a problematic problem, I think, a bit of a topic that I think is maybe contagious. The other thing I'm
a little dangerous.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous, but it's something where I just realistically I just can't see a world where so many people get so many powers to not have any international shifts in power to still have the same superpowers. For me, that makes no sense. And I'm very curious to see if Horikoshi will get into this. And the other thing is, for me, I don't know, but I'm currently a bit on this whole thing with everybody saying the Shigaraki is going to take so many days, and then he's going to take a little bit less days, and then it's 3 days, and now it's bam, he's here. It's to me, it's so like mysterious that I'm wondering how many people even know that he is here. Like, is there maybe a chance that he just up and left without telling anybody, and even AFO doesn't know that he's currently standing right in front of Stars and Stripes? Maybe he just heard and said, "Well, I'm going to fly the Snowmo over there." I'm really curious to see if we get any explanation about his state and how he happened to be here, even when everybody says he's still asleep or preparing. So yeah, these are two things I'm looking forward to. Other than that, good chapter. Mostly chapter that makes me excited for what's going to happen.
Seance.
Yeah.
One question like I would have is if AFO didn't know about like Shigi just deciding to rush over, my question is why would he, I guess, release him from his control so like before when he would actually be prepared like at the exact time? Like why would he preemptively just lose control over him or just release him?
I thought he was just asleep, and I think if you're asleep, why would you keep in control if he's sleeping anyway? That's just,
I guess this is just Shigi proving his greatness.
Also, I agree with what Speed Blitz said, that I was thinking specifically like Europe, especially with a lot of those small nations. But I did want to talk about your population question, because I see that going like one of two ways. Personally, this might sound weird. I think it would be really hard to have any country with over 1 billion people in My Hero's time.
yeah.
Just because I think too many, like almost without question, like I feel like civil wars had to have happened. And like if you told me India wasn't a country anymore in My Hero Academia, it would make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like if India broke up into like 4 independent states, I wouldn't be shocked. The same for China, just with, again, like you mentioned, there's so many people, like people, there has to be a couple people who like rose to power and were actually capable of getting some stuff done.
Yeah, I think this is a world where, unlike our world now, where the most important thing is really technology and science advancement or whatever in terms of military power. This world is, although it's in the future, it is much more similar to way in the past where manpower actually was worth something. And here it is a world where really the more people you have, the more powerful you are, because there is a chance that they might just spit out some super powerful Superman type character.
Yeah, it becomes more of a matter of statistics.
Just
like,
much more
people
volatile also, because they can come from everywhere, from like actual rich families where they might be able to support this and might be able to buy education for these people, or some poor village where they might make some uprising because they feel like they're pushed down too much. I don't know.
Or recruited from smaller villages.
Not to mention multi-generational quirk marriages. So for example, let's say we go a couple generations down and we take Momo, we take Shoto and Momo and we have them actually get together and they make a kid. Now you have, yes, of course, but you have fire ice quirk brought together to make half hot, half cold. Then you have a quirk that can like make any material. Then you have that combined with half hot, half cold. And all of a sudden you already had 2 really top tier quirks, you slap them together. And of course that kid could end up with like half hot, half cold, but you could also have a kid who ends up with the ability to make all kinds of constructs out of fire and ice, and in general has matter manipulation now.
Yeah, that's the thing about our clans.
Yeah, like if some people were like smart, or like if one dude was like, I'm gonna have a harem, like that one dude from the last chapter that was like, I'm collecting females, like all these different variables like that come into stockpiling and creating your own like kingdom or regime. Take the big mom approach. I mean,
there's even a thing where like a totalitarian regime might just have all their military masterminds with the greatest quirks
Uh,
breed and create their super soldier army.
Did you guys watch or read Terraformars? With the
terraformers where they go to Mars and
yeah.
colonize with the roach
There is
people and
one
stuff.
character whose whole family was based on that concept about get that the parents get married to each other. That one of the parents choose women just for their features. So it was the Newton family. His name was he was a descendant of Newton. So they can have the perfect body, so he could use his body perfectly. That was something that was in the story. So yeah, if you have quirks with quirks, families like this will work. Will be really dangerous. You know what I mean? And really powerful too.
So yeah, let's finish the wrap up. Anybody besides East not go yet? Give final thoughts.
And Bonzo, did you go?
I did. I was.
Yeah. Fonzo went before Sayas.
Okay.
So yep. So then Archbishop East.
All right. That's per usual. Time to take us home. What it do? Man, we're gonna keep it brief, man. All right, know what I'm gonna say? I already told y'all this is exactly what's gonna happen with the Liberation Front advisors. Y'all counted them out, but look who coming back to play the big boy games. Honestly, the way the skeptic is talking about making all the league reach their full potential really has me even more intrigued than before. That just shows once again there is no y'all lost y'all 100 chapter count at 10306, so now y'all like at like 80 chapters or something. So y'all got like 80 chapters, which still don't fly unless we get into part 2. So, but y'all like to keep y'all stubborn pighead in this. Not my problem, because man, this series going for a long time. Now the potential is that the only threat that we actually have, which is still finna get stomped out, is literally just Stars and Stripes. It's absolutely amazing. And yeah, she can't get stomped out. And yes, she will lose that battle, because in any other anime, it's okay when people get hyped up and lose to the big bad villain. I didn't hear nobody complain about it in Bleach. The nigga Aizen woke up and did his thing, and he was washing everybody. I ain't hear nobody complain about that, huh? Madara, nobody complained about that, huh? Okay then. So we're not gonna complain here. We're gonna keep the same energy. Absolutely beautiful, man. Sheesh. I'm just Shigaraki. Wait, that's all I needed. This train is nonstop from here on out. We don't take any breaks. Like, we not stopping. We not breaking the pace. We not chillaxing. Like, all like it's over with now. Thank God he's back. As far as the address on real quick, not Sayers. I think no, it was Sayers. She's talking about that they know Shigaraki's way. The whole thing we've been talking about consistently, this entire thing, is that literally the heroes don't know shit. All they got is bias and wrong information. They don't know they talking about what All for One and taking over Shigaraki's body. They don't know this, they don't know that. All they have is bias and wrong information. That's all they've been doing. Play the hide and seek, getting wrong information like fools this entire time. Not once did that entire Deku Far From Home arc did they make any actual leadway. All they did was fall for one trap, and then they keep running around in circles and spinning on circles. That's all they did. They didn't make any actual type of leadway or connection to the LOV. And now Shigaraki's awake. So they basically failed at their entire plan because they stink. They suck at their job. As far as Shigaraki, he pretty sure they know he's awake. The All for One of them know he's awake, and they made a thing. And the Squid was talking about he gave him back his body. Shigaraki could have been took back his body. He did it in the war. He did it again, like after. It wasn't some actual struggle like everybody made it to be. Like I said, just reread the war. He literally said, yo, step out the way, decay the vestige, and then the vestige only took back over when he got disintegrated by Endeavor with the prominence burn. It wasn't like he just, the vestige took over the body because he wanted. Shigaraki couldn't fight back. No, it's because he got fucking demolished and incinerated. So once again, that nigga Shigaraki is the GOAT. He got his body back. My king is here. Absolutely beautiful. The train don't stop. Man, y'all already know what to do, man. All my corporation do is win. Praise Horikoshi. Undefeated out the East, baby. What it do? And
King Shiggy is back.
You shaking your ass. Don't fall for these new designs, man. Any women that bad, any nigga that got gas ass design the quirk, just know. Don't switch up now. We already told y'all about that foreign cuisine. Don't switch up now.
food.
All right, y'all. That's gonna be the stream this week. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Horikoshi delivered another great chapter. Make sure y'all give y'all props to Watkins, who I'm pretty sure is off getting married or celebrating his marriage.
Celebrate the brother.
Hey, we don't talk about our bishop clapping cheeks, okay? That's not what we do here.
Okay.
And we don't know if it's confirmed if it's at 100% or not, but that's okay. It's very much looking like it. I'm looking forward to what we got here. That's all I'm really gonna say here. We
And
out.
plus, watch Anaki's videos. Happy y'all be here. Oh,
Yeah.
Sheena, don't worry. Well, I actually, yeah, Sheena, keep it real brief. I don't want to hear anybody talking about we didn't address twice because only me. And as nobody said it in the chat, that's how I know y'all not paying attention. Only me, Tarnis, and Gio, the only people that cared about the Sugar Rocks with action, which we still will get. So I don't want to hear anybody saying
I
anything.
mentioned. Hold on. What are you talking about? I mentioned that.
Not that. We gonna
y'all
cut it
lengthening
short.
the ending.
We didn't.
Okay.